The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Happy 7-7 from 7. That's right. The Jets are getting some respect on Justin Fields Day. We'll talk about that and much more. Boy Green's going to join us. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, show number 2 on the day, and I'm going to spill the beans because you already know this if you're in Discord. At the end of this show, let's keep our daily raffles rolling. I'm giving away a signed 8x10 certificate of authentication included, Altoon photo, so gift of membership or send in the requisite super chat to be a part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot to talk about with the New York Jets, so we say hello right now to a man who starts the day in the Jet content community each and every day at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Boy Green, Paul Esden Jr. joins the program. What's up, Paul?
Jake, I have a phone designated in my house. It's sort of like the bat phone. When it rings, I'm like, it's time, Jake Asman. And then I run over to the phone, grab it, and I'm like, you're like, you ready to come on? I'm like, what time? Boom! And we're here. So appreciate it, Jake. We're here, baby.
How we feeling, man? We still got a couple weeks to go until the Jets get underway with training camp. It's funny, you noticed right away the shirt I'm wearing. It's a old Jake Asman Show polo shirt that has the number 73 and 24 on it because I wore this shirt Hall of Fame weekend when I met you in person, I believe, for the very first time. And we were hanging out together all weekend doing content ahead of the Klecko and Revis inductions. The Jets were going into the Hall of Fame game, of course. So at this time, like a couple years ago, just the vibes were completely different to where we're at right now. But, man, I'm just hoping we could get a fun season. But how are we feeling about the Jets a few weeks to go until training camp fully gets underway?
Well, I'll say this first. The first time I met Jake Asman, I think we told this story on the show, but I was at a hotel. I was at the front desk. I was, getting my key card and whatnot, and I hear the elevator open down the hall. Boy Green. And I'm like, what are the chances? What the hell? I'm like, holy bleep. It's Jake Asman. The first time ever seeing him in person. So that was cool. You had your buddy there with you. It was. We all ended up going out to Hibachi a couple days later, which was awesome. So that was a good time. So, yeah, we got to meet Jake Asman. We did a couple of live shows from the Hall of Fame bar that's right across the street. That was sweet. We did other shows that were there. And we were talking about it before the show. Joe Klecko, Darrelle Revis, Rodgers. The vibes were high. I had never been to the Hall of Fame before, so that was insane. Oh, my God. I'm fired up. I know some people, as they go from, year to year, sometimes their high is higher than other years or lower than other years. I don't know. Every year I'm fired up because I just feel like this could be the year that we just go crazy and we go friggin' win this thing. So, I'm fired up. Justin Fields, it's a new era. We've never had a quarterback like this before. I'm fired up. 12 days before the rookies report, veterans report a few days later. So we're within the danger zone, baby.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel down below. Subscribe to Boy Green's channel as well. He's actually running a little simulcast of both our channels, streaming this show you're watching live right now, so check it out. Let's start with some positive Jet news. I was reading a story in Pro Football Focus where they ranked every team's offensive line in the league going into the start of the NFL season, and the New York Jets have themselves a top 10 offensive line. The Jets come in at number 9 in PFF's rankings. I'll first read you what they wrote, and then we can analyze this and break down whether or not they should be higher or lower here. Quote, the Jets have a chance to end up much higher on this list as the season goes on if their young offensive tackle duo plays up to its potential. The team is turning the page from veteran tackles Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses to first-rounders Olu Fashanu and Armand Membu. and one of the league's top interior offensive lines will anchor the group. Guards John Simpson and Elijah Vera Tucker both ranked among the 12 highest graded guards in football last season. And second-year center Joe Tipman earned a 73.4 PFF overall grade, which placed him 8th among centers. A top 10 offensive line, Boy Green. Are you buying it for the New York Jets in 2025?
I am buying every bit of stock that exists in this offensive line. And PFF, way to jump on the train early. This is a top, when you talk about the top 7 offensive linemen on the Jets roster, the 5, which you mentioned there in the PFF bio. And on top of that, I am super high on Chukwuma Okorafor. Like a lot of Jet fans seem to completely overlook that. I don't know why. He is an incredibly experienced tackle that I feel good about if he has to be relied upon. He didn't want to play for New England last year, and who can blame him? Who wants to play for New England? So that makes plenty of sense. And then you have Josh Myers, who provides depth on the interior. You have Chukwuma Okorafor, who provides depth on the outside. You think about the 2 tackles, 21 and 22 years of age. They could be our starting tackle tandem for the next decade. John Simpson was an awesome guard last year, one of the best guards in football last year. And, you know, Joe Douglas and the Jets regime have effed up a lot of stuff with the offensive line. How many people I rolled out there in the universe? John Simpson, 2 years, $12 million. They were so underwhelmed because we didn't go after a Robert Hunt or some crazy-ass big name. And John Simpson, what a friggin' find. He was awesome. AVT played 15 games. Those were the most games he played since his rookie season, man. So I freaking love this offensive line. I think I agree with the beginning of the bio. For PFF, they're at 9, but they could be even higher by season's end. This offensive line is why I'm so high on the Jets. It provides a floor for the Jets, for the running game, the passing game. Everything is unlocked because of this offensive line. So I feel great about the starters, and I feel great about the depth, Jake.
It's going to be interesting to see just how quickly Armand Membu gets up to speed, because we've seen tackles struggle before. What makes me feel good about Membu is a couple things. One, he's playing his natural position. It's not like a guy that's been a left tackle that they're asking to go over to the right side. He's been a right tackle his entire collegiate career. 2, the other 4 guys have all played together. So I think that should help the transition for a right tackle. And I happen to think he's playing next to a guy in Vera Tucker when at his best, he's a Pro Bowl, all-pro even level player. You talk to people around the league, AVT has that type of potential. He's got to stay on the field, but last year he certainly played a lot more than he had in the past. He stayed relatively healthy. He did miss a couple games, but going into a contract year, there's obviously some big expectations for AVT. Look, the top offensive lines in the league, according to PFF, we'll give you 1 through 8 because the Jets come in at number 9. Number 1 is the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2, the Denver Broncos. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Number 4, the Chicago Bears. It's a lot of projection there because they completely redid their O-line this offseason. Number 5, the Indianapolis Colts. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 7, the Minnesota Vikings. And the Atlanta Falcons check in at 8. The Jets are 9, and rounding out the top 10, the Los Angeles Chargers. I think with the Jets, what you like about the line, there's some projection involved in this when we're talking about Membu. And even Olu, because he didn't play a ton last year, but he looked pretty good. But I like the fact AVT is seasoned. Simpson is seasoned. Tippmann now is in his 3rd year. There's a lot to really like about this group. So I do think this should be a top 10 offensive line. If it's not, they either had a ton of injuries or we completely overrated this group because they've made so much investments into that unit the last couple of years. If they don't have a top 10 O-line, it's not good enough because that means that the previous GM and even now when you talk about Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji with Membu, they missed on something here because this is supposed to be one of the strengths of the team, especially on offense.
I agree. And to your point, the thing that makes me feel good is you're right, that there is projection. Olu Fashu played in 15 games last year, but he only started 7. And if we remember, he spent time at 3 different offensive line positions. He played left tackle, he played right tackle, he played right guard. So he played all over the line. The thing that makes me feel good is twofold. And I think I either did a show about this or did a story about it or both earlier this week. Olu Fashion, here's the other thing, like people don't talk about enough. Like Olu doesn't have to worry about the combine. It's not the underwear Olympics. It's not preparing for all that crap. It's all football. So he got to focus on that part of it. He also got to focus on playing left tackle. He was exclusively a left tackle in college. And last year he jumped all over the place. He was a utility man. We had Tyron Smith. So we as Jets people didn't think we needed him. So he just sort of plugged in where he was needed. That's the part that makes me feel confident is he is playing his natural position. Armand Member, to your point, is going to be playing his natural position, which is great. I'm glad that there's not going to be some sort of offensive line shuffling. When Myers got signed, people said, oh, he kicks in at center and then an AVT to tackle, Elijah Vera tackle. This guard's going to go here. I'm glad we're keeping the group as the group should be. That makes me feel confident. But again, it's a fair point about projection at both tackle spots. Armand's a rookie. Rookies can struggle. And Olu, while he started 7 games last year, not all of them obviously were at left tackle. He played all over the place in the trenches. But again, the youth, it's exciting. It's not Keith Carter coaching this group, so by default, it has to be better. How much better we'll see with Steve Hyden. The best, the gig that he's had most related to the offensive line was as an assistant offensive line coach. So he hasn't done it all to himself before, but there obviously is connective tissue between tight ends and blocking and all that goes into it and into the offensive line game.
I just hope, too, because the Jets are going to have like a clear style on what they want to be offensively. Like there's no are we going to be this? Are we going to do that? Like, it seems relatively clear to us this team wants to run the hell out of the ball. That should help the transition as well for a guy like Membu and Olu obviously taking a jump from year 1 to year 2. I mean, the expectation is high here. I mean, we're talking about an O-line that is bookended by 2 top 11 picks at the offensive tackle spot. We're talking about a first-round guy, a high first-round guy in AVT. We're talking about a high second-round center. Centers very rarely go in round 1. So if you're going even in the second, you're highly regarded. And Simpson turned out to be one of the better free agent signings Douglas actually made as GM, but it took too long to get the O-line solidified, so he's no longer here. But ultimately, like, the strength of this team has to be built through this offensive line because while I think Fields maybe can continue to get a little better as a passer, the games are going to be won and lost whether or not they can protect him and they could run the ball. And if you have a good offensive line, very rarely do you flat out suck. I always go back to this stat that I saw from Jets X Factor. The Jets win total right now, Boy Green, is around 5.5 in most sports books. If you look at teams over the last 2 years, 19 of 20 teams, right? 19 of 20 that had a top 10 offensive line based on PFF rankings, right? So the Jets, according to PFF, are number 9 going into the year. Based on that, those teams finished at least with 7 wins. The average record for any team that had a top 10 offensive line based on PFF's rankings was 11-6. So if the Jets actually have a good offensive line, it's going to raise the floor infinitely for this team in 2025. I'm not telling you they're a playoff team, but they're not going to be picking in the top 5 of the draft. They're probably a 7-8 win team minimum if the O-line is actually as good as what it should be.
So you're telling me there's some easy money to be made with the code Jake Asman on some betting website? Make some moolah, make some scratch on the 5.5. The 5.5 does seem disrespectful. But again, when we're talking about projection, right, things were so bad that we assume things had to be better, right? Like the coaching staff. It's inevitably got to be better. The this has to be better. The this has to be better, et cetera, et cetera. That's, again, I just feel really good about this offensive line group. I think it's going to bring a lot of stability to this team. Now, we're going to have some future big boy questions. John Simpson's a free agent after the year. AVT's a free agent after the year. Joe Tippmann's eligible to discuss a contract extension after this season. And as you mentioned, he wasn't a first-round pick, so he doesn't have the team option kicker coming. It's a 4-year standard contract. So all of a sudden, before you know it, he's going to be looking for money in terms of the contract. So there are some decisions to be made here, but that, all the youth is intriguing to me. Everyone's under the age of 27. That part I love too.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. If you tuned in late at the end of the show, daily raffle, baby. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs who make it possible to do cool giveaways like this in show. Signed 8x10, certificate of authentication included, Al Toon photo. So if you're an 80s Jet fan and you want a Toon signed photo, gift the channel membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher to be eligible. Huge shout out to Indy Jets. He's the first to enter the raffle on this show, and Indy even went over to Boy Green's channel and he gifted a membership as well. So appreciate you, Indy. And let's give some love to Dylan Terraman, who checks in with our first super chat of the day. He says, Jake and Boy Green to kickstart the week. Appreciate everyone who tuned in to my stream earlier. Jets offensive line is the catalyst for success or failure in 2025. And Dylan, appreciate you. And he's spot on because if the O-line stinks, like Fields is not going to have this like renaissance season that some are projecting him to have.
Again, the offensive line play, whether good or bad, I think is going to give him a chance. I reiterate that I think this is Justin Fields' best chance ever in the NFL, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Pittsburgh, the offensive line play, the talent around him. I think he has opportunities to be the best version of himself that is possible. How good is that, or what does that look like? We're all going to find out in 2025.
And by the way, Dylan, I should have played this the first time I read your super chat. Well done, sir. Well done. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. We're talking with Boy Green here. Of course, a regular on the channel, a weekly during the season, a regular now in the offseason. Barbarossa checks in. He says, we have a good chance of making the playoffs if we have a top 10 O-line. I looked this up a few weeks ago, and I don't remember all the details, but I felt very good. Well, I'll tell you what. I gave you that stat, right, that the average projected win total the last 2 seasons of any team that graded out with a top 10 O-line based on PFF's rankings, they had at least 7 wins, right? But the average record was 11-6. If you told me the Jets were 10-7 and they had the 7th best offensive line, there's a path to it. Maybe they need to be higher than that to get to 10, but if they have a top 10 O-line, I think they're at least 7-10 is the floor.
Yeah, someone showed the offensive line rankings this past season, and I think the only team that didn't make the playoffs was the Carolina Panthers, based on their great offensive line play, based on the numbers. So, again, that even feeds more into what you're saying, that is the key to unlocking everything else, which, like I said, is pretty exciting for a lot of players in the Jets offense.
There was a great comment earlier that I saved from Envelet. He says, why can't I get Oreos out of my head? Well, if you saw the first show today, it was one of the all-time wild shows, but a lost moment was when Beastbreaker was breaking down his favorite Oreos, and after the show, I received an email from Beast that said the following: what's your favorite Oreo? And Beastbreaker, I'll answer your email live on the air. My favorite Oreo is the OG. Now, Boy Green, I asked you the question. What is your favorite Oreo?
I think I ate this like a year ago, but there is like a Reese's peanut butter Oreo. It's got the chocolate normal Oreo cracker, but the inside is a peanut butter Oreo filling mix, which is quite tantalizing. So yes, or OG. It's one of those two for sure.
Respect it. I respect it. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Oscar says, I love that Beast needed to email you that. You should see some of the emails I get that don't make the show. I mean, my email is a wild place. I'll tell you that. Speaking of wild things, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of wrestling, like I know Beastbreaker is, well, listen up real close, because there's an event coming to New York City. Specifically, an event coming to T-Squared Social in New York City. Micro Wrestling. Oh, it's real, baby. That's right. T-Squared Social is hosting a micro wrestling event, Micro Wrestling Federation, this Friday night. Just scan that QR code on the screen if you want tickets. If you've been to any of my watch parties, you know T-Squared is an awesome venue. So I'm passing it along to my partners over at T-Squared. They're going to throw a heck of a party for all you wrestling fans out there. And funny enough, Paul, you and I were talking before the show. You actually interviewed a couple of the micro wrestlers on your radio show in Syracuse.
That is true. Yes. So sometimes for people who work at radio stations, you do sponsored things like they're trying to promote an event, in this case, live at T-Squared Social. That was not the event they were doing, but 4 or 5 of the micro wrestlers, including their champion, came in and was there live in studio. And one of the things they wanted to do was they wanted to get into like a mic off with me and my radio partner, of dressing us down, of saying what they would say if we were in the ring together for the championship. And wow, no punches were held back. They unloaded even on the height. I thought the height thing, like they wouldn't go after me for that because, we're both vertically challenged. We're both in the same group. But yeah, they gave some of that, the beard, the buck teeth, the glasses, really everything was on the table. So, but I felt honored to, trade those sort of barbs. I didn't have to get thrown around or anything, but yes, several of the micro wrestlers, male and female, were in studio. We took a picture. I'm going to have to try to see if I can find that picture before the end of the show to try to see if we could come up with it, because that was wild. Absolutely wild.
Well, if you want to go, T Squared Social is the place to be. Check it out. It is going to be wild. I would be there if I didn't have a bachelor party this weekend because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Luca joins the raffle for one. Thank you, Luca. You are in our Altoon signed photo at the end of the show. And probably a good time to also remind people that our weekly raffle this week is going to be on Wednesday. It's normally Mondays, but we pushed it back because of the fact we didn't do shows Friday or Saturday with the holiday. So your chance to win a signed Joe Namath helmet, signed Don Maynard helmet, signed Joe Klecko helmet, and a signed Darrelle Revis jersey. Gift away to be entered for any of those prizes. Luppy with a super chat. He says, not only the O-line, but the D-line is key to any successful season. It starts and ends with the big fatties. Just look at the Eagles. For sure. And I got major questions about the Jets D-line. I like Jermaine coming back, but I'm wondering what version of Jermaine we get early on. I think Will McDonald is going to have another really good season. We know Quinnen is Quinnen. I think he's going to be even better than he's been this upcoming year. But who's the guy next to Quinnen? Why is Michael Clemens still on this team? Damn it. There's just a lot of things with the D-line I don't love right now.
I would say, and you're not the only one who has that feeling about Michael Clemens, but like he's the third most experienced defensive end on this roster. So I don't know who's knocking him off. I've got major questions outside of the guys. We have three guys. We have Will McDonald, we have Quinnen Williams, and we have Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine obviously is coming off the torn Achilles, but everyone else on the roster I have questions about, Michael Clemens included, but with how experienced he is compared to the other defensive ends, obviously the Jet staff must feel great about Jermaine, because if they did not, you would have thought they would have added a Jadeveon Clowney or Zadarius Smith or somebody, because Tyler Barron, a bunch of the undrafted free agent guys from last year, you go to defensive tackle, Byron Coward, Jay Tufele. Like, what in the world, Phildarian Mathis, pulling these names like it's some sort of like a Wheel of Fortune game. Like, who are these people? So, boy, it's one of two things, Jake, and this is how we trick ourselves right in July. The Jets know more than we do. They got it right. Who cares what the numbers or anything said? They're right. Obviously, they know all the answers. Or they don't know all the answers, and they just didn't do enough to invest in the D-line, which was bad last year, and it's only gotten worse talent-wise. There's a lot of questions here, Jake, with that D-line for me.
Yeah, the Jets definitely know what they're doing. They just have a rich history of getting it right. It's funny. If they have listened to the fans during this playoff drought, we could take the smartest, you and I, we know plenty of great Jet fans. We could put together the best fans in like the Jet universe, and we could have done a better job than the administrations of the past. We'll give Glenn and Muji their chance. We have no choice.
Of course.
But, I mean, like, it's pathetic how bad this team has been for as long as they've been.
So, yeah, they could have used our help, but maybe they don't need it now. Again, AG and Darren Muji, here's how I look at it. I know a lot of people give Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji a lot of crap.
They did some fusion, like Dragon Ball Z style there.
There you go. Fusion. Ha! The thing I would say is, until they hurt me, I give them the benefit of the doubt. To me, they start off at neutral. When they do good shit, like when they signed Sauce Garrett, hopefully before camp, all of a sudden, boop, 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 stock goes up. If they do stupid shit, dumb penalties, stupid things at press conferences, boop, 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 all of a sudden the stuff goes down. But everyone, to me, starts at zero. It's a clean slate with everybody, and whatever decisions and things they do over the coming weeks and months, that will affect me. I know some other Jet fans that would say, no, Aaron Glenn Daramucci, you start off at -50, and you have to prove to me that you're the right people for the job. To me, I start at neutral.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'd be the first to admit, usually I give a regime like benefit of the doubt, and I'm still going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's going to be a shorter leash than in the past. I mean, Joe Douglas got 6 years. It's enough already. Like, we got to see this team turning around. There's too many teams that have been able to figure their shit out and then be bad again and then figure their shit out again since the last time the Jets were any good. You know what I mean? Like, teams went through sagas where they were bad and then they were good. Then they were bad again. And then they figured it out again before the Jets even figured out how to go from bad to just mediocre. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so frustrating.
Which is fair because, the last 14 seasons, one winning season. That was 2015. That was a long time ago. That was a decade ago. A decade has happened since that happened. And even that obviously had its own built-in flaws into that season, but they should have, could have, would have made the playoffs then. They did not, and the rest of it has been awful.
Yeah, it's just brutal. Eli Betts checking in. Shout out to you, Eli. You are in the Asmaniac raffle for not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 raffle tickets.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
That's the last time the Jets were any good, when that man, our fat head coach, Rex Ryan, was our coach, baby. And then Rex got skinny and it all went downhill. Internet Blakes, Cody, Jay Perez, the Gabagool, Brandon the H, all receiving, and Jay Perez, I don't know if I said Jay's name there, all receiving a channel membership from our guy, Eli Betts. Eli, thank you as always for your support on the show. Comments, questions, super chats. You brought up Sauce Gardner. He spoke last week on the McAfee show, called the contract talks between him and the Jets positive. He said that they've been productive. Are you buying a Sauce contract extension before training camp?
I said it to you whenever the last time they all blur together, I guess. But the last time you had me on the show, I referenced your Connor Hughes interview at the NFL Combine. I think the Sauce Gardner one is easier. And I know a lot of people have given all kinds of crap about Sauce and coming off the year that he came off of. To me, you make him a penny richer than Derek Stingley, and bing, boom, bam, we get this contract done, and he's here, and that contract people will make fun of, and all the jokers will be out there, but it's going to age beautifully. Other corners are going to get paid. Sauce is awesome, and I want Sauce signed, and I think he is going to be signed. I believe Sauce Gardner gets signed first. I think it's like $30.1 million per year on a 3 or 4 year deal for like 120, 150 million. And then let's go, baby. I think that's what it ends up being for Sauce. Yeah.
What's your take on Garrett? It's interesting. I'm not saying that there's not positive things going on there. We just don't know. Like, Sauce's contract talks have been way more public. He's talked about it. Seems like some of the national guys have gotten wind to it. I don't know who Garrett's agent is, but usually like stuff gets out through the agent. And I know Sauce is represented by AJ Vanderchuk, and his brother's Gary V, who's a diehard Jets fan. So I think that's why there's maybe a little more transparency on Sauce's deal. That said, your thoughts on Garrett? Do you believe he gets an extension too?
I was just so happy to hear this because it had been sort of building as a narrative. Like, Sauce has come out several times, not just this offseason. It's getting a lot of PR run this offseason, but he said it like 1,000 times. I'm a Jet for life. I'm a Jet for life. I'm a Jet for life. I want to die a Jet. I'm a Jet. I'm a Jet. I'm a Jet. Garrett had not so emphatically come out prior to this offseason to say stuff like that, which, you know, is in the back of Jets fans' minds a little bit. You see the public frustration on sidelines in this. I was so passionate about winning. The Jets obviously have not been doing a lot of winning. So I think that gave some fear-mongering for some Jet fans, and then there was some speculation from reporters. People around him says maybe he'll request a trade. Maybe he wants out. And we're all like, no, please no. To me, him coming out and like emphatically saying Jet for life, him being rejuvenated by Justin Fields, whatever you guys think of Justin Fields, them two coming together. If Justin Fields delivers Garrett Wilson on a long-term deal, then really Justin Fields has delivered everything he can for the Jets, despite whatever he's going to do this season. So I'm very encouraged by Garrett Wilson getting a deal, and also that Ian Rappaport report from a bunch of weeks ago where he believes the deals are either going to happen concurrently or basically at the same time. These are two pillars that want to play together for a long time. We're lucky to have two players worth paying because, Jake, if we're being honest, you know, we all say, we haven't paid a player in forever, a Jets draft pick. Well, because a lot of our picks have sucked. They've been busts. Now finally we have people worth paying, and now people are looking sideways about, penny pinch here, penny pinch here. Fuck that. Let's pay some people.
Rich writes in, sign them both and make them captains. Amen. And that's the investment that comes with paying them, right? Like, you got to take on a bigger leadership role, and I think both guys in year 4 are ready for that.
Yes, captain them up, slap the C's on their chest. These are two pillars that should be here for the next decade plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julian getting in on the raffle. Do you think the Jets add any more players before the start of the season, or are these players the 53-man roster will be cut from? There could be some moves along the margins, Julian, but my feeling has been they're not going to make any other major addition. Like, I don't see Keenan Allen, for example, signing here. I hope I'm wrong. That's my opinion personally, and I got you down for 5, Julian. But, Boy Green, your thoughts on that? Do you anticipate the Jets adding any other notable veteran addition?
There is a difference between do I think the Jets are going to add anybody and would I want to add anybody. If I wanted to add somebody, it'd be Jadeveon Clowney, and he'd already be a member of the New York Jets right now. He would provide so much insurance at defensive end. He's been great against the run his entire career. He's got a nice floor as a pass rusher. That's what I would do. What will the Jets do? They're top 12 in cap space, something like that, give or take from over the cap. They have the money to make a move. It sounds like the money is going to be invested in Sauce and Garrett and some rollover cash you may need in case of injury. Unfortunately, Jet fans, or fortunately, I guess we'll see when the season gets here, this is the roster, for better or for worse, the Jets are rolling into the season with. The only alterations and window of time I'm going to leave is waiver wires in the final week of August after the third preseason game. There's where you could get some alterations. But besides that, I believe this is the group.
The Lup Man delivers. He has gifted not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 channel memberships.
We are mama way.
5 from the Lup Man, ladies and gentlemen. Jam, Sneaks NYC, Big Ken, TJ, and NY Jet 8, all officially receiving their channel memberships. And I added a members only video today and yesterday, so check it out if you are a channel member and you haven't watched it just yet. With that said, phone lines are officially open. And first up today is Indy Jets. What's up, Indy?
Hey, good afternoon, Jake. Long time no see, BG.
Oh, there he is. Indy Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on?
Hey, Jake, I had a great conversation with one of your OG 4.5%ers today. If y'all remember Leanie.
I forgot. Who's Leanie?
Leanie. She, yeah, she's
of course.
yeah,
I love
know.
Leanie.
She hasn't been on for a while, and I got her permission, and she did give me her blessings to talk about this, so no worries. But for those that didn't know, Mr. Leanie had a double stroke in May, and so that's one of the reasons why she's not been around. And I kind of touched home. It kind of touched me a little bit because I also had a stroke New Year's Eve. And so I know that we talk, this may not be a Jets thing, but it is an asthmaniac thing. Leanie's a great 4.5%er, and it also affected me. And so I just encourage all the asthmaniacs to look up the word FAST. FAST stands for face. It's for stroke recognition. I was blessed to have somebody who recognized it when I had mine, and that gave me just that much more time. They got the ambulance there. I got to the hospital. I believe it was the same way with Mr. Leanie. And so you look, I'm just encouraged the asthmaniacs to look up that word FAST. It's got an face. It recognize the facial slooping. If anybody has ever went to the dentist and had their lip hanging down after you walk out, that's kind of what a stroke looks like. The A is for the arm movements. You'll see the arm, being a little bit more relaxed and not so much controlled. The S is the speech, the slurring of the speech. And even today, I'm on 7 months, and sometimes you'll hear me. I haven't got it all back yet, and there's a disconnect between the brain and the speech. So, and then the T is all about time, and it's a matter of just recognizing it and getting the help coming as fast as you can. It really hit home today. Mr. Leanie is doing great. He's going to be driving again soon, so that means he is rock starring it.
Awesome.
I just wanted to share this, Jake, because it may not be Jets related, but these are asthmaniacs that we all show. Even like Charles, we all show that we care about each other, and sometimes we don't always share information about each other that may not be pertinent. But I did get her permission to share this, so don't worry about that. I just wanted to share that just to show that, hey, there's a couple of us as maniacs that benefited from this, and I hope that and I encourage people to look that up and just because you just never know, brother. So anyway. That's really all I had. Big props to Mr. Leanie and Mrs. and Miss Leanie. She's doing fantastic. She just hasn't been able to get on the show as much as obviously she used to be able to. So
Indy, well said. I'm glad you're doing better as well. I've been staying in touch with Leanie off air, so it's positive to get all the updates.
Absolutely.
And we just put up on the screen what you were referring to. I don't know if you saw it, but there's the acronym
for
FAST,
okay.
Face, Arm, Speech, Time. So take out your phones, people. Take a screenshot of that because you never know when it might come in handy. But, Indy, I'm glad you're doing well, man. Always appreciate your support. That was well said.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Indy Jets checking in. Love that. We got the best community, man. Jet fans, different breed. I was going to make a joke that being a Jet fan causes a stroke, but I refrained during that call. So I'll make it when that call is now done.
Okay, there you go. I was also going to make a joke when Indy said, sometimes the brain to the mouth doesn't function. That left a lot of opportunity there for me to jump on Indy for some of his takes over the years. But, it felt like improper timing.
Shout out to Leanie. She wrote, by the way, good afternoon, Jake Boy Green and all the great Asmaniacs. Leanie, one of the OGs, one of the greats. Devin in the raffle, gifting 1 channel membership. Let's go, Devin. Yeah. Luppy, super chat. Jake, this is why I love this community. We care. We got the best community, man. I mean, we're all bonded by the fact that we all root for a bad football team. Think about that. That's where this all starts, and then it's become so much more. Imagine if this team was any good, what this fan base would be like.
Think about it. Both of our shows have existed in the post-awesome era, of great Jets play. So we have not gotten to see it or cover it yet. So that's going to be cool when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this, Boy Green. Sometimes you never know what direction the show is going to go into. Earlier today, I did my best to be a therapist for one of our great listeners. Pork of the Morning is next on the show today. Hello, Pork.
Strange thing happened to me. The whole thing with my divorce, it never went through, right? My wife never signed the papers. So she texted me on Thursday. She wants to reconcile. So I said, we'll try it again. Some people don't want me to do it, but I mean, it's my life, right?
Okay.
I do love the lady. We've been through a lot together. What people don't know is my mom died like 2 days before I moved here. She actually died on my dad's birthday, and he died on the 4th of July. I was reading the stuff that Sauce was saying. He will sign a contract. And
Hold on a second. Hold on. We can't get to a Sauce Gardner take off of what you're saying. That is, I will definitely give you a chance to make any Jet point you want.
Warning. Jake Asman is not a mental illness or psychiatric professional.
You have this conversation with her over the weekend. I'm assuming this was in person. Did you guys plan to meet and talk about your relationship? What exactly happened that led to you guys rekindling your marriage, essentially getting back together?
We went out for breakfast yesterday, talked about everything we've been through in the last 2 years and, where our lives are at. And we both miss each other dearly. I'm going to move out of this apartment here within the next couple of months. This one-room love shack really ain't me anyway.
You got to try it if your heart's telling you to do it.
Yeah, my heart's in it. I mean, I probably shared to you, I am a recovering alcoholic, and she is too. We're probably going to go to church next weekend.
If I went to church, it would have to be done by 12. All right, I'm not missing a 1 o'clock kickoff. Let's be real.
Huh. She knows that already. The world stops when the Jets are.
Exactly.
Let me get back to that Jets tape.
This was something. I wish you nothing but the best, happiness, all that. Keep us updated on everything. We're wishing you all the best with whatever comes next with you and potentially rekindling your relationship with your ex.
All right, guys. Jet lag to the next life. Have a great day.
Your thoughts on that, Boy Green? How did I do as a therapist there?
So, Jake, my question is this a potential future in therapy or like one of those dating relationship shows of rekindling a flame in that way that perhaps Jake Asman could connect the dots from that perspective? So there was a lot going on there. I didn't expect a B-52's Love Shack reference. That was nice to check that one off the bucket list. So, wow, a lot going on there. Jake, this show so far just shows what a powerful impact you have beyond just talking Jets. It's beautiful, man.
It is a wild, wild show. It really is. And, man, Pork, shout out to you. I'll tell you, that was one of the most insane transitions I think I have ever experienced. Him going from the story about him rekindling with his ex-wife to a Sauce Gardner take. What a segue. I don't know if we'll ever have a better segue in the history of this program than that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. It's great. Jet fans, we're creative, but that may not be topped.
Yep. That was something. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fraud on the line. Now, he might be a nice guy, but as far as his fandom, he is a full fraud. Remember, $50 or 10 memberships, send them to the hole. It's time for 6 rings.
Hey, now look, I'm just going to put this here fast. Hall of Fame numbers. Don't you agree that those two players are Hall of Famers? Those are all playoff numbers. Catching, 118. Receiving.
What?
Anyways,
what numbers are you talking about?
Those are catches in the playoffs and receiving. One's the greatest. Explain
what
I don't have
number
time.
is.
One player's catches 151, 118's another player.
Okay.
One's receiving 2,245, 1442. They're
And
two
how many
players.
games? Give me the games played for each player too. There needs to be context.
29 and 19.
So,
But I have another thing.
What are you talking about? No one understands what
Should
your
these
point you're
guys be
trying to
Hall
make.
of Famers? Should these two players be Hall of Famers?
I cannot make an evaluation on which players should be Hall of Famers based on your nonsensical point or whatever this is. Like, what are you talking about?
Anyways
what?
Anyways,
what? You didn't say who the players were. You didn't give any context. You just put up numbers that apparently are playoff stats. It doesn't make any sense what you're saying.
that's my one player. Julian Edelman should be a Hall of Famer. Just based on those status.
And
one
who's
is
the other
Jerry
guy?
Rice.
And who's the other guy? Oh, Jesus Christ. You're going to try and tell me that Jerry Rice is somehow not a better player than Julian Edelman? Is that what you're arguing?
No, I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
But the numbers are close.
The numbers don't matter. The numbers don't matter. You gave two stats here out of context without the same amount of playoff games.
Oh, I have more. One guy has 8 catches. One guy has 6 catches.
Well, I got news for you. Your day is done. Farewell, 6 rings.
And I'm
Good
still
riddance.
up.
Now look what you've done, 6 rings. You fake patch fraud. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut you off and cast you out with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it. Oh, goodbye. I forgot to get rid of him. I mean, good God, man. What are we doing? What is he talking about? Luppy, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Oh, my
We got you down in the raffle.
God.
What a moron. An utter moron.
Jerry Rice and Julian Edelman. Wow.
God, I apologize to the audience. We all lost brain cells with that call. Luppy, your members just went to Rich Rise, TB, Marcus Clark, Aaron Cooper, Furniture Guy, Nate is a douchebag, ADR, Izzy Blanco, Jet Up 22, Alan has gonorrhea. I mean, great list of members there. God, that was horrible. What a terrible, terrible, terrible call by 6 rings. There's only one guy I know. Oh my God, Frank P already put the bounty on 6 rings for tomorrow. That's hilarious. We will see you later, 6 rings. I'm just going to do it again to you. Bye. Now look what you've done, 6 rings. You fake patch fraud. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut you off and cast you out with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You know what's funny? I'm still a top 10 caller. And I'm in the hole all the time. You have 40,000 subscribers and they couldn't all call me?
Now look what you've done, 6 rings. You fake patch fraud. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut you off and cast you out with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it. Julian Edelman. See you later, 6 rings. You're a good guy, 6 rings, but your football knowledge is horrific.
Wow.
Trying to compare Julian Edelman to the
Thanks,
greatest
pal.
receiver ever. Good God. Anyway,
Jesus.
on that, let's try and get the show back on track. There's probably only one guy I could bring on that could do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to head to the attic.
You know what time it is? A beast breaker, 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go.
Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo.
I think I probably lost about I thought I lost about 5 or 6 brain cells after seeing that. But that's okay. That's fine. I would have loved to have done a lift him up like the Ultimate Warrior. Into the basura. Chingo su madre, cabrón. And that was a beautiful body slam. And Jake, your face on there in the jail cell, buddy, that gets a top Emmy.
Nice, Beast.
Especially when you go, give him another 24 hours to think about it. Bye-bye. But I like that. It's a funny face. But I think we're going to be great. We got a great season coming up. We got some great surprises coming. Oh, do I like that even better. You know what? Positivity's going great. The stock markets are looking red hot. Donald Trump is kicking ass. We're doing some great things. And I'll tell you, 2025 can't get any better than this.
Beast, tell Boy Green about the stock market. You're talking about the NASCAR or the NASDAQ?
NASDAQ is looking great.
Okay.
All the other things are looking great. Everything. Business is booming. We're looking a lot better. Everything's looking red hot. Donald Trump is kicking ass. The fake news, they're getting crushed. And we're looking great. And we're doing a lot better. A lot better.
Beast, this is an apolitical show here, Beast.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying we're looking good. Positivity is coming together. That's what we're doing. We're trying to band it together like a championship team. That's what we want, and that's what I want to see. It's called money, 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 money. You know, it's like you when you were going to that was it that 1968 car? Oh, what would I would do for that? But unfortunately, don't have the money for a car like that. You know, that'd be like almost like a $40,000 car because classic cars like that, they don't come cheap. No, they do not. Especially a 46 Beetle, even a 1955 car or however the car looks. You know, I'll tell you, money is money. And remember, candy is dandy, liquor is thicker. And JETS, you all know what to do. It's called these words. J. Pew, pew, pew. Abracadoodle.
Are you a Harry Potter fan, Boy Green?
Este putazo chingo su madre cabrones, güey.
Beast apparently went to Hogwarts, but he's denied it. But people have insinuated that he's a wizard. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've seen all the books, movies. Sure, yeah. I missed the Breezebreaker chapter, but wow, it must be the uncut version.
Beast was also in Star Wars.
Bim boom boom bim boom bim boom 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 ba bim boom ba bim boom ba bim boom boom bim boom bim boom 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 ba.
That's familiar. That's a lot more familiar now that I've seen the tape.
Beast, appreciate you, man. Way to get the show back on track. Tremendous. All right.
Titty tassels. There you go.
Let's actually get the show back on track. There's a guy on the line that we revere around here. Your turn to guess, everybody. Inside or outside?
Paul, Jake, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Clifton.
Prost, Nostrovia, L'Chaim, cheers, Sláinte. So, Jerry Rice and Julian Edelman, they go together like sardines and cotton candy. It's not great logic there by Six Rings. He's about as sharp as a marble.
God.
Like, you know how special of a player you have to have your playoff stats elevate you into the Hall of Fame? We have one here in New York City that hasn't quite made it yet that will make it. He's a quarterback, but he was, a Pro Bowler at multiple times without having any playoff stats. And then he went and won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He eventually is going to get in. right? Did we lose Paul?
He was having quite the delay on. It was getting worse as the show went on, so I wonder if his internet just finally crapped out. And
That's a shame. I want to make sure he understood.
Yep. All right. I'll relay the message. Don't worry.
No, but yeah, I don't know where Six Rings is coming or why he continues to call the show. Like it's becoming a little bit antagonistic towards
He's
us.
like the worst heel ever, too. Like if you're gonna be a heel, like
be like Alan, be nasty.
Yeah, like I say whatever you want about Alan. He's a douchebag who nobody likes, but he does play the villain role a lot better than Six Rings. Like you got to give Alan that. You know, he might be.
And that's not exactly fair.
Right.
Alan's not exactly nasty, but he does play the heel role well.
He does. Yeah. Some people like Alan. I don't know why. I think there's a screw loose with those people, but like Six Rings, I don't think he has any supporters right now.
So I was heartened to see that PFF ranking. It gives us a little bit of hope this season. I'm one of the people who thinks that they could be better. I think coaching has a lot to do with and scheme has a lot to do with the offensive line and the run game. And you know, we weren't even scratching the surface. You have guys like Baldy saying that this is a high school team as far as scheme goes. So like let's get the pros in there. And I noticed in the chat people were saying, well, Hyden's never been an OL coach before, and that's true. That's true. Maybe it won't take. Maybe his teaching methods won't take. But that guy was one hell of a blocking tight end. I remember him well. It's just with this team, hope springs infernal, right? Like you have to be able to look for the other shoe to drop, but hope that there's good days ahead. And we've had 15 days of what would Peter Castro call crap, and I get the feeling that having an adult in the building with Glenn is going to help change that and at least give us respectability and competitiveness this year. I don't have any bad segues for you, but that was something from Pork of the Morning. I can tell you that you need to find your own Dr. Drew to be your for your Adam Carolla if you're going to continue on down this path as kind of advisor to the Lovelorn.
Look, I give great love advice, Kyle Clifton. I thought I handled that beautifully today.
You know what your advice to me should be? Hold on to that woman for dear life. That's all I have. Have a good night, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton calling from the outside. Boy, great. It was funny because I noticed your internet was getting worse during the show because your delay was getting longer and longer in between responses. Then eventually just crapped out. So hopefully it's a little better now.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's it. I was even picking up on it myself with certain interactions and there being gaps. I'm like, God, hopefully this fixed it. So Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic D'Angelo checks in. With that relationship therapy, there should be an Asmaniac dating game. I'm searching for the right 4.5%er. My goodness, the potential contestants. Dominic, I wish you luck. I'd be happy to assist any way I can with something like that.
The ratio just doesn't equate, with how much of a sausage fest we have in here to the 4.5%ers, unless they're getting 1,000 men apiece. I'm just not sure how the math is going to math there.
Yeah, it can't be for everyone, but for some. And we've had couples form from the show from the comment section. Legitimately, it happened. We had a listener move to Australia to be with a listener from Australia. They never met, and they met through the YouTube chat on this program.
Do they have kids or anything?
They do not have kids, no.
Not yet?
Yep, they're not actually even together anymore. But they were together for a little while, which is crazy.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool, though. All from comments.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I mean, the power of love in the Asmaniac community. There's nothing like it.
It's strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Speaking of great love, this guy loves winning raffle prizes. But unfortunately, the cost for him to win all these prizes was human sacrifice. He had to sacrifice a body part for it to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Knee Mike with his torn ACL is up next.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh man, I can't wait to train again. Every time I see that video, I'm like, fuck. But yeah.
Also, let me just hold on a second. I got to take matters in my own hands for this because there are just certain lines you shouldn't cross. But there's a douchebag that regularly tunes into the show that people, for whatever reason, still defend, and I don't get it. Alan writes, in typical Jet matchmaking, even when they travel hours and hours, they fail. Alan,
Jesus.
Go screw yourself. This is from Sarah and Hawk personally. You bum.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
All right. Enjoy the whole Alan with Louie, aka Six Rings. What's up, Mike? How are you?
I like Alan, but that was a low blow, actually.
A little?
Uncalled for. Not a little. That was uncalled for sure.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, that was uncalled for.
So was it just a clean ACL break? What else did he do in there?
Dude, that's it, man. I fully tore my ACL.
Oof.
Everything else is intact. If you look at my MRI,
Yeah.
everything is good.
Good for you, man. When I blew out my ACL at my fourth degree black belt test, it blew out the ACL. It fucked up the meniscus. It did all kinds of stuff. Terrible.
Oh, so so I could. I'm not
It just
talking
happened.
Jets.
Yeah, it just happened. I don't know. The times all blurring together, but a year and a half, 2 years ago, they had to do a complete knee reconstruction surgery.
So did you get a graft from your thigh or your hamstring or your patella?
I got it from the dead body. I prefer the
Okay,
cadaver
cadaver.
as opposed to because they said it hurt your rehab time because obviously you're rehabbing another injury from wherever they pull it from. And I said, "Do you guys got any dead bodies?" They're like, "Sure." I'm like, "All right, I'll take one of those, thanks." Yep.
I'm doing it from my thigh.
Oh, there you go. You must have plenty of thigh over there to kind of
Yeah,
plug and
I
play.
guess so.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but he's taking it from my thigh tendon. So
Hey, Mike, when's the next jizzing with Mike?
Wednesday.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep, Wednesday. I'm gonna do Wednesday 8:00. That's gonna be recurring for jiu-jitsu recovery.
Nice.
But you wouldn't even know that my knee is messed up now. Did you have the same thing? The first week I could barely walk and then I was limping around. And then by the second, third week with the therapy, I'm basically normal.
Yeah, that was basically. I mean, when they did the surgery and took off the cast for the first time, I have not known pain like that pain where your leg's stuck in a certain position and then they crack it open and then they bend it. And I was like, Jesus, the things I said in that doctor's office when they bent that for the first time, holy shit, that hurt like a motherfucker. But besides that, after you get when they start grinding you through rehab, I imagine you're the same way, Purple Belt Mike. Sort of once you get the juices flowing, I like working out. So, once we started getting it and you kind of have your, eyes on the prize, light at the end of the tunnel, you're really motivated to get out of it. So, yeah, it got a lot better the more rehab. It's painful, but you kind of love the pain.
Yeah, all right. So I'm getting surgery the 24th. I'm doing therapy before. That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, before. I did all my therapy post.
Yeah, so my doctor wants my thigh and my hamstring and the range of motion to be basically perfect before he operates so that after surgery it's a better recovery. I don't know.
How long are you immobile for after the surgery? Did they tell you?
So he said for 1 week I'll be non-weight bearing, and then the second week he'll start weight bearing lightly. So I guess it's like 2 crutches, but like barely, walking, and then going forward, keep progressing from there.
Oh, damn. Good for you. Because I just had all those weeks where I lost muscle mass because they wouldn't let me work out on it. So it just got smaller and then your other leg's bigger. And then you have to do crazy ass shit to get your other leg back to the same size. So that.
When will Mike be able to do that again?
That's a good question. What's your martial art of choice, Purple Belt, Mike?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Ooh, okay. Have you ever done anything else? Any Tang Sudo, Taekwondo, anything like that?
Kung Fu and Muay Thai.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, that's a good point. Well, Purple Belt Mike Strong. He'll be back to that probably tomorrow.
What about this?
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the post-game show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did after the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible. Yeah, I will tell you that it's all about, motivation. So my leg was in a lock, and we were able to have sexual intercourse with the leg in the full lock. So, you just have to be sort of aggressive with it.
You got to be flat on the bed, or you had like the crutch going?
I was actually just kind of,
Hey, congrats on the sex.
So I wasn't the, I wasn't the dead fish on the bed. It was the opposite.
Yeah, you were cranking. Nice.
I sure was.
Love it.
All the crutch power.
Yeah, I'll let you know how it is.
Please do.
Is there a jet point here, Mike, or we're just going to talk about everything but the Jets, jiu-jitsu, lovemaking?
Well, he got into the ACL, so that reeled me in from there.
Naturally, yeah.
So that's why.
All right, well, Mike, appreciate your time.
Calm your freaky down.
And just a reminder to all you out there in the chat. All right, this is a family show.
Yeah, of course.
Carly says, thought this was a Jet show. You would have known. You haven't been here in a year. All right, got him. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on a man who's got an opinion on everything. And then, you know what? This could be a long call, Boy Green. You said you had an hour. So can you handle one more call?
Yeah, one more call. Sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stop what you're doing and point.
He's pointing. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box point at you. Garrett Box. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett Box point at you. I point.
I haven't talked to you in a while, Paul. How you been, BG?
It's good to see you, Gary. A few people have brought you up on the morning show recently for a lot of things. So you've been making waves. Yeah,
women's voting rights.
That's normally the topic of choice.
Is that really the topic people bring me? People bring me up on your show to talk about my view on women's voting rights.
Right.
Yep, that comes up more often than you think.
People got to get a hobby. It's not. I swear, it's not that interesting. It's not that interesting.
Hey, Gary, when you meet listeners, are you just going to point at them?
Sure. If that's what they prefer, I can do that.
Okay. Movable. Nice.
All right. I forgot all my points. First, I didn't get the 6 rings thing. Was he trying to compare Edelman to Jerry Rice? Is that what he was
playoff numbers? I believe is what he was trying to go for.
Why?
His argument that Edelman's a Hall of Famer is that he had better playoff numbers than Jerry Rice. And then that's why I asked for the games played, because it's not an apples to apples comparison, because we're talking about the Patriots who are in the playoffs every year. And also there's more playoff games in the era Edelman played in than there were when Jerry Rice played.
If he was, like, you lose all credibility. Jerry Rice is generally regarded as the greatest wide receiver ever. You know, when you compare what he did against his era versus what anyone else, he dominated his era like no one else, right?
Correct.
If you want to argue Morse or Megatron is better, like, it doesn't really matter. Rice dominated his era more than anyone else.
Do we really need to spend time breaking down this take? It's an asinine opinion to try and compare.
What he should do
to Jerry Rice
is if he thinks his boy's a Hall of Famer, compare him to another fringe Hall of Famer who he has better numbers than, right? Like, I'm waiting for Ocho Cinco to get in the Hall of Fame so I can say my Hofstra boy, Colston, has better numbers, which he does. Then I can argue Colston should be in the Hall of Fame. But, like, to argue he's better than Jerry Rice is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. Edelman was good. He was good. He was underrated. I don't want to say I like him. He was a Patriot, but he was good, right? That's just the most ridiculous take.
He was Bernie Williams, if you want a cross-sport comparison.
I don't even think that's fair. Bernie was arguably the best player on the team. You could never.
He had moments. All right, that's fine. So I'm trying to think of a better comp for him.
Tino Martinez.
Tino's not
Chuck
bad.
Knobloch, Scott Brocious, like that.
I'm trying to find like a dynasty comparison, right? I use the Yankees dynasty. As
I
the
think
comp
Scott
there.
Brocious is a good analogy.
He was better. Brocious wasn't a Yankee long enough.
Brocious was good. I mean, he was good. Edelman was good. He wasn't great.
Yeah, but Brocious had a run for a couple years. Edelman played over 10 years with New England.
Tino Martinez, Paul O'Neill, someone like that.
He's O'Neill. I mean, O'Neill actually probably makes sense a little bit more because O'Neill is like in the Hall of Very Good, which is where Edelman belongs. And O'Neill was like a warrior. He was tough like Edelman. He had clutch moments, clutch hits. Fans loved him. That's what Patriots fans would say about Edelman, I'd imagine.
But Julian had the one good play. That was the Super Bowl, the crazy Falcons-Patriots catch, and they showed the whole, mic'd up. I caught it. It was right there. Like, that's his best moment. I don't know.
I want to say that I appreciate him because I like a villain. I like a troll. I mean, he'll get better. He's still new at this, but he's got the balls to call in a Jet show as a Patriots fan. We can call him a Fugazi Patriots fan. I don't think he's a hardcore Patriots fan, but he's a Patriots fan. And he's willing to go into the eye of the storm and call in a Jet show on a regular basis. I give him credit for that. He ain't afraid to fight. He's not. I give him credit for that.
Yeah, but he's a lover, not a fighter. And his biggest mistake was coming in trying to be the villain at first and then walking it back and now trying to be the villain again. He has no direction. All right, he doesn't know his ass from his chin, if we're being honest.
Just embrace being the villain. Just be the villain. Like,
I mean, he's trying, right? Like, he sends in a $2 super chat from the hole. I'm still a top 10 caller. Boomtown put him at number 10, causing controversy in the June rankings.
I think he deserves it. It's not the most liked callers. It's the best callers. And I think his trolling in the offseason, I think is pretty good. Like, it's if he was a better troll, I'd rate him higher. He's not a great troll, but he's willing to fight. I can work with him, right? Like, I always, the first mark of a fighter, you put him in the pocket, my skills against your skills. Does he like to fight? He likes to fight. I can work with him. If he doesn't he'll never be a great fighter. He likes to fight. I can work with him. He just has a long way to go.
Now, would you give him a lesson in boxing if he asked for one?
Yeah, because he's willing to fight. If he loves to fight, then I can work with him.
Hey, Six Rings, call back in, and we'll see if Gary can teach you how to throw a punch from the hole. All right? Six Rings calls back in.
We're working with Beastbreaker right now. His shots are all wide. And keep him straight. Keep him.
Beast, give us a little punch here.
But over, like straight. That's
the
not
sound effects
straight.
are good inclusion. Yeah.
Turn him over.
Jab.
Turn him over. You generate a lot more torque when you turn him over. Turn your punches over.
Well, I'm a little sore on the shoulder.
Turn him
That's
over.
why. What was I doing with this? I was icing my shoulder. That's why I take it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe an uppercut,
7,
maybe
8, 9, 10, 11. That's an 11-round punch.
You're a mixed martial arts guy, right, Paul? You're a martial arts guy.
Well, yeah, love it. I've been watching MMA since the '90s. Yes.
Yeah. His punches.
I already have a full record in MMA.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
All right, let me see what you got. Stand up. Let me see. Let me see your stance.
First of all, I don't fight.
If you come to a Jets group, a Jets YouTube channel,
I didn't
with 40,000
Julian
Jet
Edelman
fans
was
and
better
call
than
yourself
Jerry
Six
Rice.
Rings a Patriots fan, you're gonna have to fight. Like, that's just a part of the game.
I didn't say he was better. I said if you look at the 2 playoff numbers, just the playoffs, Julian Edelman's stats are similar. That's
How
all
many
I
games
said.
how many games did Edelman play in the playoffs?
19.
How many did Rice play?
29.
And you're saying that his numbers are comparable to
They're comparable. I'm not saying he's better.
Okay, here's the question.
See, what's this? You know what this looks like, punk? This is your riding crop. the ass whooping of a lifetime.
You see what
Now,
this is?
I'm gonna tell you, you can take that football, shove it up your ass, and while you're at it, you can go and get them brown stains out your shorts. Or I can give you this ass whooping with the belt. Because if this belt does, let me tell you something, kid.
Man.
Let me tell you, no, you shut your mouth, kid. You know what this belt's gonna be around your ass? Nice and black and blue and sore. This is the wrong house, and you're in my neck of the woods.
Well, why
now.
don't you whip yourself with that?
How about you bend down and kiss my feet and pay homage to the real championship
You know what?
team? Unlike you and
Just
your
acknowledge me. I'm the $1 million entity, buddy.
I wipe your.
I'm the $1 million.
Now look what you've done, 6 rings. You fake Pat's fraud. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut you off and cast you out with the sodomites. Some time in here will make you feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it. I thought you were going to teach him how to throw a... Oh, no, I'm not in the hole. Hold on. Gary, you're not in the hole either.
Why am I in the hole?
You're not. Hold on. There we go. I thought you were going to teach him how to punch, not actually argue with his stupidity.
No, I wanted to, but he said he's not a fighter. I wanted him to fight too. That's the first thing he said. I said, stand up and let me see your stance. And he said, I'm not a fighter. It's the first thing he said.
I told you, he's a lover, not a fighter, but he has no idea how to get love around here because he keeps calling into a jet show wearing Patriot gear.
If he's a lover, why doesn't he call into a Patriot show?
Because he can't find a Patriot show, apparently, which makes no sense.
They got hardcore fans. I'm sure there's a Patriots YouTube show. I'm certain of it. Like, their fans are hardcore. They're Boston. They're a sports crazy city, too. Like, I'm sure there's a Patriots YouTube channel. I can't tell you what it is because I don't like them. But,
Hey, hold on. Snoosh wrote in, this is dumb. I'm out. Snoosh, thank you for your time today. Just kidding. Psych.
You get the fuck out.
All right, continue, Gary.
Sorry, I'm texting. That was rude. That was rude of me. I was texting while
you just went Charles Gorman on me. It's fine.
Yeah, I did. Hey, that's what I meant to ask you. How did his interview go on Saturday?
Which one?
Charles had an interview at Chili's, didn't he?
Oh, I didn't get word on it, actually. I'm glad you brought that up. I was at a commission on Saturday, so I forgot to follow up.
Here's my question. I gave him a game plan. I told him to look up the questions, which we did for him. I told him to look up answers to those questions.
Right.
Which we did for him.
On the show, we did this.
Yeah, on the show. We did all for him. All he had to do was clip the show and listen to the answers and rehearse them in front of a mirror. That's it. We did all the work for him. Do you think he did any of that?
No.
No shot, right?
I think Charles Gorman probably went into this interview flying blind, and hopefully he did well, but I have not gotten an update since.
Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, right? But you can't make him drink.
That's right.
I gave him a game plan. We blueprinted the game plan. We gave him the answers to the test. All he had to do was study the answers to the test. And he didn't do it. I'm speculating here. Maybe he did.
Maybe he did. But it's unlikely.
He's not on hold, right?
What's more likely? Charles actually prepped for the job interview, or the Jets win 10 games?
Jets win 10 games. I don't think the Jets winning 10 games is out of the question. I think it's the high end of realistic.
You getting some calls there? Gary, 3D Boxing Enterprises?
Corporation.
Yep.
Yeah. No enterprises. I'm losing it. What if Charles is at work right now? What if he's like listening at work? Like, guys, I interviewed and I got the job. I started today. What are you talking about? I went home and I rehearsed my lines and I nailed the interview and I got the job.
Right.
That's a possibility. He's at work right now.
I have a date tonight with Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I don't even know who that is, but I know that she's an actress.
What do you mean you don't know who that is?
I know the name because you say it all the time. If you gave me 6 actresses, I couldn't pick her out of a crowd.
There's no way.
I have no idea who it is other than the name that you say the name. I don't know the other one you say either. Sydney Sweeney. I don't know who that is either.
I don't believe you.
How would I know who these people are?
There's a 0 chance you have not ever seen what either of those two.
I may have seen them.
Lovely ladies.
I may have. I wouldn't recognize them. Like I may have seen some of their work. Although, are they professional boxers? No. Do they play
No.
for the Brooklyn Nets? No.
No.
I probably don't know them.
Do they have rights to vote?
I don't. Are they from this country?
Yes.
Then they likely do. Margot Robbie is. I guess. I mean.
Actually, she's actually not from this country.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I wouldn't have guessed he was from this country. I would have guessed. Was she from France or something?
I think she's from Australia.
Oh, Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's hanging out with Craig and Sarah.
Yeah. Wasn't there was an Australian Jet fan who's in Finland, but wasn't there another fan from Australia who called in?
Jersey.
Who is it?
Jersey.
I knew there was another Australian fan. Yeah. That's pretty cool that you got Jet fans in Australia. That's
Multiple.
wild.
Yeah.
Multiple. Multiple Jet fans from Australia. It's wild. I didn't even know they watched the I guess they watch the NFL everywhere, but I didn't even know the NFL was like that popular where there would be Jet fans in Australia. Like you gotta dig pretty deep to get Jet, like Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, maybe. Jet fans. Those are hardcore. Like you pick the Jets and you're sticking with it. Like kudos to you. Who would want to do that?
Well, I think what we often like forget is like New York is so big, so people just like maybe want to root for like a New York team if they ever visited here. Like that's how Craig became a fan in the first place. He happened to be visiting New York in 2018. The Jets were home, so he went to a Jet game and became a fan. The Giants were home. He could have been a Giants fan.
Yeah, no, that's true. There was a boxer from England, Michael McKinson, and he came to LA to fight, and he came wearing a Paul George Clippers jersey when Paul George was on the Clippers. And I was like, what's with the Clippers jersey? Like, why'd I get a Lakers jersey? He's like, because the Clippers were home last night, so now I'm a diehard Clippers fan. It's like, yeah.
Craig's in the chat. There it is. I get up at 3:30 a.m. every Monday. He has to get up at 3:30 in the morning to watch the god-awful football team.
That's hardcore. That's hardcore. Hopefully they play more late games for you.
Speaking of Australian listeners, I left one out. Herschel, he doesn't call in, but he regularly tunes into the show. He won a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. He's the one I showed this on the show a few weeks ago. I had Craig in Australia send it when he returned back to his native land to Herschel in Australia, and he got this Jermaine jersey he won framed, which is pretty sick.
These jerseys are clean, right? Like, I don't know. Like, when you get them in person, they look good. They look clean. Like, you just see a picture of it, looks kind of plain and blah, like the Nets jersey, but when you get them, the white and the green, clean. They look good.
I think the Jets jerseys now are the best they've ever been. I like the blend of the throwback, and I think they modernized it a little bit, and I think it looks awesome.
I think they look clean. They look, especially the white with the green, looks good. It looks good.
It's probably the only thing we have going for us. Like the jersey, the Jets have downgraded the last 15 years. Since they made the change to the new jerseys, they've actually upgraded in that.
I don't think they're going to be. I know it's our instinct to guess they're going to suck, and if you guess they're going to suck, you're probably going to guess right more often than not. But like, they're not that bad. Like we just said, Jermaine Johnson coming. That's a Pro Bowl caliber player who we're just getting back, who missed all of last season. Like these things matter. Like we sucked a lot last year because of our pass rush, and now we're getting a Pro Bowl caliber pass rusher back. Well, like if you signed Jermaine Johnson in the offseason, you would say that's an awesome signing. But we're getting him back. Like maybe we're not going to be that bad.
I just don't know how close to that version of Jermaine, because by the end of 2023, Jermaine was one of the better edges in the league. The way he was playing, like he was awesome. Like he made the Pro Bowl as an alternate. Like he was really, really good. If we get anywhere close to that guy early, then yeah, like that certainly is going to help the defense, because he's really good against the run too. Like he was a few years ago the Jets like best all around defensive lineman. I just don't know if we get that right away. That said, he's going to be better than Clemens right away, at bare minimum. So that helps.
Yeah,
I hate the fact that when the Jets start training camp, their first practice on the field, July 23rd, they report the 22nd. The starting defensive line, Michael Clemens is probably going to be out there, and Jermaine's still going to be on the PUP list. Like the fact that they've allowed Clemens to enter the year as one of the starters is ridiculous.
Well, he's a starter in name only until Johnson comes back, right? Like it's a starter.
He shouldn't be on the team. He stinks.
No roster spot now as a backup. Nothing. He's not on the roster at all. Like
I don't want him on the team.
I can't. After last year, I can't really argue. He was a starter last year, right? Like I figured he'd be
on
on
bad,
the team.
And he was never held accountable for his stupid plays on the field. He was out of position. undisciplined. I mean, the penalty where he jumped on the whole pile, what was that, against the Bills? That was one of the dumbest penalties you'll ever see a professional athlete commit.
I've tried to defend him, and so did Paul. And it, by the middle of the season, there was just no more defending him, right? Like you can't argue.
Bad.
He was pretty bad last year. He was pretty bad. But he's being replaced by a guy who I think has who has shown just once in 3 years, but he did show it. He's got Pro Bowl ability, right? Like that's who you're replacing Michael Clemens with. Right. You're not replacing him with an average guy. You're replacing him with a premier pass rusher. Like that's a big difference, especially when the pass rush was a major problem for you last year. You couldn't get on the quarterback. It was an issue. Now we fixed that issue. Like I just don't think we're going to be that bad. I think the offensive scheme has got to be better than it was last year. Right? I don't know what it's going to look like because you have Fields and it's kind of a wild card. But we act like Fields throws like Tim Tebow. He doesn't. Like Fields can throw the ball. Fields has a rifle for an arm, that's for sure. Like I mean, you got to account for him. You can't just play 8 in the box and assume he's going to run all the time. You can't play him like that. He can throw the ball.
I agree. I mean, he's improved statistically from an accuracy standpoint. I mean, he wasn't bad last year. Wayne. Just gonna put the comment up and then play this.
Calm your freaky down.
Thank you very much, Lane.
He wants not a bikini picture. He wants the actual physical bikinis. Is that what? Is that?
Also, he just doxed himself, kind of, if you speak Lane, but probably not.
That's kind of creepy. Like, was you gonna sniff it? Like, that's weird. Like,
come on.
Why does he want the actual physical bikini? That's weird. It's weird.
Lane, call in. I'd love to ask you about this.
Yeah, maybe there's a rational explanation for that.
I'm sure. Anything else, Gary? We've covered a lot of ground today.
Oh yeah, I never got your thoughts on Mike Brown.
He's a retread. He's not a bad coach. I don't think he's better than Thibodeau personally. I think it's risky, but I don't think the Knicks' chances of winning a title are significantly damaged by hiring him. I think they could have done the exact same thing this offseason with Tibbs, and I'd feel better about the team, but I actually like the other moves they've made, so we'll see. I mean, he's going to be judged. Do they get to the finals, yes or no? Like, that's what the season's about.
I like what you added in Clarkson. I love Jordan Clarkson. So I like what you added. That's a great piece to bring off the bench. I don't know how much you could really play him with Brunson together, but he certainly, during the regular season, he helps you a lot. Right,
huge,
a lot.
Huge.
Right?
They were the worst bench scoring team in the league last year in points per game, so he'll help there. I mean, he's 8th all time in points off the bench. And then Yabusele, who they signed, he's good, man. Like, Sixers fans keep telling me, like, you guys are going to really like him. Stretch the floor. He could play. He's a big, but he could shoot. He'll help you with spacing. Like, I think he's really good.
Yeah, he was out of the league for a while. And he went to. I didn't watch him much because Philly was a disaster last year. But that's what everyone says. He can defend 3, 4, 5. He can defend multiple positions, which is a skill that's extremely.
He dunked
valuable.
on LeBron in the Olympics, playing for Team France.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was him until they. Yeah, now I've seen the highlight over and over again. Yeah, I just wouldn't have fired Thibodeau for Mike Brown. I just would have kept Thibodeau. If you're gonna try something different, if you're gonna get Malone or a champion, I think it's different. I think in an open market, if your choices are Mike Brown or Thibodeau, you just hire Thibodeau, right?
I agree. Clearly, they something was awry there. So I don't know. We'll see. I would have kept Tibbs. I was very vocal about that.
Do you think it was Cat? Do you think Cat got him fired? Because it's rumors that Cat got him fired before too.
I don't think it was. I think Bridges too. I think what happened was players had criticisms, and I think Dolan was looking for a reason to fire him. That's the more I read about it and connect the dots. That's what I think happened here.
All right, Jake. Appreciate you. What happened to Paul? He's done. His internet shot.
Yeah. I forgot to say, people. Paul texted me. He had a thing with his kids going on, and that was in the middle of 6 rings and all that. So, Paul, thank you for the time. I forgot that Paul was even on. Felt like ages ago. A lot's happened since.
All right. I appreciate your time, Jake.
Gary, farewell.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
All right, quick reset for those just tuning in. I'm giving away a signed Al Toon photo at the end of the show. Al Toon, by the way, better than Julian Edelman. Al Toon signed photo, end of the show. Gift the channel membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher to be eligible to win. If you don't win, weekly raffle on Wednesday of this week. Full-size Broadway Joe helmet, Don Maynard signed helmet, Joe Klecko signed helmet, Darrell Rivas signed helmet. Those are the top prizes in the raffle. Little Ring of Honor, Mount Rushmore Jet-themed raffle. A couple super chats here. First, Uno Jets. I got you down for 2. He always writes his patented, "Let's go Jets." Amen. Kyle Clifton with a super chat. This is in response to what happened earlier with Six Rings. Why is he talking in the hole? I got 2 bad knees. I need some of that PBM raffle karma to gain a Klecko or Rivas item on Wednesday. Good luck, Mr. Clifton. Gator McCluskey says you could lead a horse to water, but if he stops at every fast food establishment on the way for a spicy chicken sandwich, he'll be exhausted to drink. Ladies and gentlemen, this could only be about one man and one man only.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Johnny Danks, and then we'll get back to your remaining calls. Jake, did you see your friend Don LaGreca when I'll be the play-by-play announcer for the New Jersey Devils? That's pretty awesome. I did. I texted Don earlier. Don is one of the nicest people I've gotten the chance to know and work with. I mean, I had Don on my radio shows when I was still in college years ago. So to actually be a coworker of his and get to, go to a Knicks playoff game and sit next to him in a suite, like all that I've been able to do, like it's pretty cool. And Don's awesome. Been a fan of his forever. He grew up a diehard Devils fan. He's got a tattoo of the Devils logo on his body. He obviously had to give up that fandom when he started working for the Rangers, doing pre and post and play-by-play, but he's always been a Devils fan deep down, being from New Jersey. So I'm very happy for him. It's well-deserved. And he's just a great dude. He'll do a great job. Don is an awesome talk show host, but he's phenomenal at play-by-play as well. All right, more calls right now. The Lup Man is on the line. What's up, Luppy?
How you doing, Jake? I'm a little upset. I'm glad that you waited a while to get to me because I would have been up here, and I'm here. I put out 6 rings because of what he said.
You did the right thing. Unfortunately,
we're talking about
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're talking about our community, how great it is. And then Leanie calls in and talks about her husband, and we're all supporting him. And then he comes out with that crap. I mean, that just got me to a different level. It got me to like a Jet game level, which is getting me a little crazy. And it pissed me off. And the guy needed to go. And the guy is not a fan. He is a fraud. He wears a Miami jersey. He's just somebody that needs to go. I mean, I was okay with him at first and his playfulness, but God, that guy just needs to go. He can't be here. I mean, the things that he said and what he did, it really just got me. And to get me, I'm never like this, Jake. I'm never like this. And Jake, that guy just got me. And then you put him back on after I put him off. Really? God, the guy needed to go. He needed to go and not hear from him. And Frank P put him out tomorrow. Thank you for that. It was Frank P, right?
Frank P has sent him to the hole for tomorrow.
Right. And we need that guy to go. He doesn't belong in this community when he's not part of the community. He didn't get who we are. He wants to be who we are. He didn't get who we are. We're a great community of people who will. I mean, we have Chiefs fan. We have people that we embrace. We have Bobby, who was a Giant fan, and out to the Jets side. But we need to embrace our people. And when he came in and said what he said and just was off the wall, that's not acceptable. I'm not okay with that. You're going to see me at the Carolina Panther fight. I'm a little different guy when I root for the Jets. You know what I'm saying? I'm calm down normally. Usually I'm a positive fan. Positive. Jake usually here with me. Usually got Muffin when, Muffin's along with Joey. When I see Beast, I'm a sensitive guy. I'm good. I'm okay. But no, you do not disrespect our fan base. You do not respect the Jake Asman show. And you do not respect who we are as a group and a family. That's what I got to say, Jake. I'm a little upset with that.
I love the passion, Luppy. I'm not quite sure why he continues to call in. He just doesn't seem to grasp the idea of rivalries and fandom. That's the biggest thing. Like he He had no issue wearing a Dolphin shirt while claiming to be a big Pats fan. He had no knowledge of his own team's history.
Fraud.
He had no idea what the rivalry between the Jets and Patriots is
Fraud.
and why it's so significant. Like he just
Fraud.
has no clue. He doesn't know his ass
doesn't.
from his chin.
No, I thought maybe he wanted to see what a real fan base was about. But then he just lost it today. He totally lost it today.
He's a bad heel. He's like trying to be the bad guy on purpose now, but he's just bad at that. He's not even good at it.
Yeah, he's got to take some lessons from Allen. At least we hate him on a regular basis because he has some points. This guy is just off the wall. I'm sorry. I could not take him anymore. And every time he comes on, if I'm on the show, I'm definitely going to knock him off. I know it's money for you, so you're going to keep him on. But
well, just make sure you get the memberships because I want the community to get channel memberships too.
I always do.
We're going to profit off them. I love it.
I always deliver. I want a little mailman thing with me when I deliver.
I'll tell you what.
That'd be nice.
Luppy, if you start calling again regularly, I'm going to tell Gator we need the Lup Man delivers, and it's you as a mailman.
That would be great.
The mail.
Listen, I've been with you since the beginning, Jake. You're the greatest, whether you get me the thing or not. I will always be in. I'll always call in. If not, after the fact, like I did in the past. I have a lot going on with my family. My daughter just graduated. This Saturday, she's going to have graduation. Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff going on. High school, but she's got a lot of college offers going on.
Where's she going to go? Do we know?
Well, she wants to go to Connecticut University. She went to, she got accepted to Hofstra. She got accepted to New Hampshire. So she's really getting all this stuff in, and she's oh God, I'm gonna cry because she is the best. I don't know how I did such a great job, but I am a number one fan. So I'm so proud of her.
Do you think she should have a right to vote?
Absolutely, she has that right to vote over Gary. Gary, she has the right to vote. She's smart. She's over 120 IQ.
She should go to Hofstra.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go to Farmingdale. That's the next one we're waiting for because she wants forensic science, and that's one of the bigger forensic science places that she wants to do. So I'm just really proud of her.
You get the fuck out.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin Gary. Ruin your call with Gary's, misogynistic takes on life.
Yeah. So listen, Jake, you're the best. Love you. Love the show. I'm sorry I got a little upset. I'm sorry I got a little upset, but you mess with Leany, you mess with us. I get like that. You're gonna see me in Carolina be a different person. You're gonna be like, who the hell is that guy?
We better win. That's all I'm gonna say about that game.
All right, Jake. Peace out. I love you.
Luppy, congrats to your daughter. Congrats to you. That's awesome. The Lup Man delivers. Nick Shine in the house. He checks in with a $10 super chat. 2 raffle entries for Nick.
I need some of your mama's chicken soup.
I meant to play the other King Lowski drop I have, but that one works too because Nick is Charles Gorman's job coach, as we all know. Mike Dem's joining the raffle for 1. Mike, I got you down. Thank you very much. You're in for 1. Folks, we asked for this man to call in, and ladies and gentlemen, he has. All aboard the lane train.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Lane.
How do you feel about the draft coming up? Do you think the MLB teams will draft players?
I do think MLB teams will draft players in the MLB draft.
Yeah, I don't know who they'll get.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know I just don't know half the players that they draft because they're so young.
They're young whippersnappers.
Yeah. And then they get called up and they put the jersey on.
Yep.
Probably start on AA next year. So anyway, how do you feel about Glenn? You think maybe he'll do well coaching this year?
I'm not sure.
Why? I could see him doing good.
Yeah, me too. I hope.
I'm just a little tired. I worked today. But yeah, that's why I sound like this. But yeah, I did well today at work.
Any piece of advice for Charles and Bobby and Beast and others?
I thought that Bobby had his interview.
Well, they weren't hiring part-timers.
Did Nick Stein go with do you know if he'll get the job tomorrow? If Charles is going to get the job, or is he still waiting?
I'm not sure. He might have hurt himself with a poorly timed fart.
He did like 25 push-ups last night. I saw in the Knicks sign, so losing his gut.
Mm-hmm.
Really happy for that. Same as Bobby. He used to like. First time he started, he like on his own. So, oh my God, he was so like. Then he went down.
So, guys, it looks like Glenn, another defensive coordinator without head coaching experience.
Great.
Was that a fart?
Excuse me.
I can taste it on my tongue.
Is from like a movie?
No, that was a live look at Charles trying to interview for a job at his local Dick's Sporting Goods.
What happened to the other guy? He doesn't call in that much. What happened? Just lost interest?
V-Man?
Yeah.
No, V-Man still calls in. He hasn't called in as much of late, but he called in the other day.
Like, I mean,
it was a tough day for him on July 4th.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I know that the you have everybody throwing for the Jets.
How
I
are
remember
your teeth
like,
doing, Lane?
oh, my teeth. I was supposed to go tomorrow, but I have to go on the 22nd to get my teeth checked.
What's wrong with your
Because
teeth?
everybody's going to the doctor tomorrow. Like, I'm on this with a doctor, and same like he has some appointments, like that has appointment. The mom has to go on Wednesday for her back, so I've been really busy with stuff. That's why.
Gator wants you to explain your obsession with Carly's bathing suit.
Because they look nice. That's why people wear bathing suits always. I don't know, just the way they feel.
I'll send you an Asmaniac bathing suit. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't sound that excited about that.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. You don't sound too excited.
Yes, I feel happy.
I don't know.
I
Not
feel
sensing that
good.
same lane train enthusiasm.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel happy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and like you stick with the plays in the playbook for the Jets.
Good segue.
Yeah. You had Al Toon playing for the Jets and as Joe Namath also.
Al Toon did
And,
not
like,
play with Joe Namath.
Yeah, but yeah, he played a year later.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, are they going to have all that tanking this year or not? Because
I'm
I'm
not
like
sure.
thinking that they shouldn't have it because it's not good. Like,
I think they
they're
should try and
talking
win
about-
games.
Yeah, I know. I think the Giants are going to be 3-0 to start the season.
Really?
Yeah, like with the coaching that they have. And, oh, yeah, and Nick Sign had a nice sunburn. Also, last night.
Lane,
Yeah.
always a
Yeah, so
pleasure to hear
thank
from you.
Yeah, so thank you for taking my call. Yeah, and I have
Anytime,
other people. Okay, bye.
Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
We covered a lot of ground there. Not sure exactly what was covered, but we covered it. Ladies and gentlemen, I could say the same about this next guy who's on the line. All aboard the midnight train.
Well, you know, I need to walk more to survive unless Jake is going live. Gotta elevate my leg on Bobby. Oh, I remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
H1 from last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because of my stupid toe. That was around that time, right? The toe.
Yeah, remember you had a toe?
You know, well,
Needed to be amputated?
No, not amputated, but it had a bad infection in it, remember?
Yeah.
It was bad. But
do.
then I'm still waiting on the dietary aid one.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they get in touch with me soon. I'm waiting on that.
Now, what would a dietary aid do exactly?
Well, first you prep the breakfast and lunch, right?
Right.
First you do the breakfast first. Then you go outside and they have this they have the dining room, right? And then they have this hot table, like different sections of it. And you put the food there, then you serve them, and then the nurses bring it to them. So each meal, then you do the dishes between each meal. So that's how you do it.
Black Gypsy says, Bobby, your eyes are scary. Bro, you need eye meds badly.
No, I don't. It's a lot better. Hey, Black Gypsy, it was your birthday yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, you going to sing for Black Gypsy?
Yeah, if he wants to.
I think he does.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Black Gypsy. Sorry it was belated birthday, but you're a great guy. How's that?
Honestly, that was like a mixture of Fergie and Jesus.
Fergie and who?
Jesus Christ.
Fergie and Jesus Christ. No, this is the one that's bad, not that one.
I'm doing a little comparison. I'm trying to see if it's improved.
Yeah, I think it's improved. See? Oh, looks a lot better. Doesn't it? I think it's a lot better. I bet it's still been putting the cream on. See?
The cream on?
Yeah, you got the cream that they give you. It's some. You put the cream on.
Calm your freaky down.
Stop saying cream.
Well, that's what you call it. Eye drops and eye cream. That's what it's called. I asked Gator to give me that freaky one, the long one.
I'm going to tell Gator to not send it to you unless you agree to play the Halloween video 10 times on your next show. Your listeners are dying for it.
Me.
They want it. They want the Halloween video. They won't tell you.
They don't, Clancy.
No, I know your listeners. They're all my listeners. They want the Halloween video.
No, they don't.
No, they do. They won't admit it to you, but they secretly love it.
No, Clancy hates it.
No, Clancy actually texted me the other day. He goes, I made love to my fiance. I don't know if he has a fiance. He made love to a significant other to the Halloween video, Bob.
No, the only person who likes that is we, the people. He laughs all the time.
He's always high. He's not the best barometer.
Well, that's the only person that does like it.
Hey, JoJo just called you adorable.
What?
JoJo's in the raffle for 2, and she spent hard-earned cash to say that you're adorable.
Oh, thank you, JoJo. You look adorable, too.
You don't even know what she looks like.
Well, I just said...
So you're lying. You're lying to JoJo.
JoJo, I never met her. JoJo, thank you for calling me adorable.
Right.
That's nice. Very nice.
Also, I do need to ask you about something your brother called about on the first show today. What
yes.
What was he saying? Okay. Can you interpret, Mikey, for us?
Yes, I saw that when he read it to you. Okay. See, remember when he got sick? Remember with walking pneumonia?
When was this, though?
That was last year.
Also, your eye looks horrendous right now, Bob. You definitely need to put some eye medication in there.
2023, I think it was.
Okay, remember? Continue.
So he had walking pneumonia. He had to go to the hospital. But that was during the pandemic, remember?
The pandemic?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think I said it right.
The pandemic? Yeah, continue.
You know what I mean. So there was no hospitals around here. Michael had to go to Hartford. He went for a long time. Then he was out of work for a long time. So the 2 ladies in HR got rid of him. So when he got back, the president got him a job. But he needs 4 more hours to make 24, okay? So they said, oh, we can't give it to you right now because we have so much money issues, So 4 hours he can get. They already dropped a kid that works in his same area. So they have a union there. So tomorrow they're gonna go to talk to the whoever the lady is, and they're gonna read the letter again, and my parents are gonna be there for him. So that's what's going on.
Well, we're rooting for the Union. That's what we were told to root for.
Yeah, I know. Union is there right now. They're gonna help him. They only need 4 hours. God, give it to me. He's been in over 20 years. Give it to me.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm not so happy with it. And I didn't even like the ladies in the cafeteria. I thought they got rid of Michael. The people in the HR got rid of Michael.
I see.
And they losers. They got canned. President got rid of them. So whatever comes around goes around, right?
Oh yeah.
Karma is a bitch. You know that.
That's right.
Yeah, so yeah, I saw you on with Robbie Sabo. I was watching it outside. I have my phone on. I can't get on anymore. I don't know what to do.
Why don't you go on a walk and try and call in?
Remember, I was at the hospital. Called in. What?
Go do it right now. Go on a walk and try and call in.
No, I already went for my walk.
You could do more than one walk.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll
All
call
right.
in tomorrow for you.
Okay.
I won't be that word again. I try not to be. I got a picture to give Addison and Nick tomorrow too.
Addison won a Justin Fields jersey on the show yesterday.
All right, yeah, he's
Yeah.
heading back to New York, LA now. Him and Rick Kent.
The great Rick Kent.
Yeah, you believe what he did? He drove to New York, New Jersey to no, where is he staying at? He rode the bicycle twice in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
I know he's doing good.
Exercise.
Yeah, they went to Chinese restaurant yesterday after the game. I thought it
Ian
was
says that you've been smoking that Loud Eyes.
no, I haven't done any. I don't have any. I don't get my free stuff anymore. I gotta buy it.
I see.
Yeah, I want to get some, but maybe down at the game October 19th, it'll be the same thing.
I am not supporting, endorsing you doing any smoking or drinking. The Jake Asman show does not endorse those activities.
I know that. I'm just saying.
I mean, you on ayahuasca at the last meetup I did group by.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I could walk into the stadium now instead of the thing. So you got anybody more left in the back?
I have plenty of people in the back.
All right, so I'll let you go so you can finish your show.
All right. Thanks for letting me go.
Well, it's your show. I have to go.
All right.
Yep,
Hey, Bob.
What?
Free the nip. All right. Thank you, Bob. Plenty of great callers still on the line here, so we'll rapid fire through the remaining ones. Artie is next. Hello, Artie.
Hey, Jake. I hope everyone's doing well today. I think we got some sort of mix up here. I just ran out to the mail and I got these 2 envelopes from UPS. The name is scribbled off on the return address, but it says Long Island. And in them, got all these bikinis.
Well, like good looking chicks in that family. Wow.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah, baby. Things are about to get crazy here on the Jake Asman Show.
Calm your freaky down.
Sometimes we try, but that freaky just take us over.
Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, yeah, hide them kids.
Again, keep your damn freaky down.
Too sexy.
you gotta chill, man. Thank you for that, Artie. All right, moving on. V8 the Great is next. What's up, V8?
What's up, Jake? It's been months since I've been on, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. Where have you been, dude? I need callers like you. You usually have rational takes on our football team.
I've been going through some personal stuff. Just got over it, but now I'm back. You see what the Jets do to me, man? But
I feel you, man. You're not alone. I mean, check the views on every YouTuber's now compared to a year ago, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've been good. I hope you've been good too, Jake. But I don't think last time I talked to you, I think it was before we let Aaron Rodgers go. But I'm gonna try to get back into the swing of things. Join in more, give some more rational takes. But other than that, Jake, what is your expectation for the season?
I'm at about 6 wins right now.
6, okay.
Yeah, I was at 4, so I went up a couple. So
A little bit of hope. A little bit of hope.
I'm not. There's just too many ifs, and these things never go right for the Jets. So I
Yeah.
am. There's a path to a 9-win season, 10, and having a fun team. Like there's talent on this team. I don't believe in Fields, and I have too many questions about Glenn in year 1 and Engstrand and the O-line coach, and there's a lot of questions.
So okay, so say hypothetically, I'm gonna try to make it quick too, because I know you got a bunch more calls to go through. If we don't get Fields, who would you be more comfortable with us going with next year as quarterback? Because I don't think Archie's coming out next year.
Well, he's not the only top prospect. There were 4 guys in McShay's mock draft, and none of them were Arch Manning because he has them staying in school. So it's a much better quarterback class next year. So they'll take someone. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, who would you be more comfortable? Or you haven't done your homework on any of those prospects yet?
I could tell you the names, but I have not done an ounce of even watching a highlight reel of them. If you want film breakdown on the quarterbacks, I know Dylan Terraman did like a Lenora Sellers breakdown. He might be the first pick in the draft. Dylan's, I think, in the chat still. Check out his YouTube channel.
Got you. Well, okay, Jake. I'll tap in tomorrow for sure. I'll be back in the call. I hope everything's been cool with you, Jake. Much love.
Hey, V8, how much of the show have you seen, though? Are you aware who Beastbreaker is, for example?
I've been watching like the morning shows basically. So I mean, I'll eventually like stop because I'm at the gym and the Sonic cuts off the internet. But the name sounds familiar. But I haven't been watching the show. I haven't missed the show. I just haven't been in the state of mind to tune in yet because of everything that's been going on.
I got you. Well, V8, I'm glad to hear things are going well for you, and looking forward to more of your calls.
For sure, Jake. Peace out.
V8 the Great checking in, longtime regular on the show. Speaking of longtime regulars on the show, it is time to say hello to a man who always brings the passion. I think that guy. I know, right? Hello, Neil.
Jake, what's going on?
Neil, 1 week from today, me and Vinny Testaverde are going to be sitting next to one another, and we're going to talk Jets and the time you took a shower next to him.
He'll remember. I would like you to bring that up.
I'm going to play him the clip.
I'm quite unforgettable in the nude, so he'll remember. We didn't get that far. We got the towels only, but what's going on? You getting ready
How are you,
for
Neil?
All right, good. Enjoying the summer. Working as always. I've been watching the shows, thumbing through. I imagine, did Charles Gorman get a job yet? Let's start with that.
To my knowledge, Charles is yet to get a job. He is still on Mount unemployment. You have a job you could offer him? I mean, you got a fancy schmancy company.
Yeah, I mean, I could offer anybody a job that wants to get on the phone and call, but I don't see Charles really wanting to have a job so much. I just think he would rather not have a job. And by the way, have we checked in with Bobby on his weight? I looked at his call, and I'd like to know what's happening with his weight. Do we still have him on? What's going on with his weight?
He's not on anymore.
I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I think he's kept some of it off, but he definitely hasn't kept all of it off, which could be a problem.
Okay. Well, he should be in that. Anyhow, just wanted to check and say hello. When's OTA start? What's up next? Camp up next? What's up next?
July 22nd, Veterans Report. First on-field practice with the entire team likely would then be July 23rd. Would be my guess.
Okay. You're up to 6 wins, I see. I heard that.
Yeah. You could smell the 6-win season. One more than last year.
Oh, God.
We're going to justify moving on from Rodgers with a 6-win season, baby. You know it. I know it. It's going to be great.
Look.
Isn't it better to have low expectations, Neil? We have been hurt so badly the last couple of years. Like, let's see them go out there and prove us wrong. We're all rooting for it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. StreamYard's bugging. Go ahead, Neil. You're back.
Expectations are always, when they're low, the Jets always perform. We know that. First-year coach will probably overperform. and we'll see what happens. It's all going to be about Justin Fields. I mean, if they could teach him, to not hold the ball and not take sacks, and they could get a good running game going, I think we'll see something. We're going to see something positive. I'm hoping for positive. Right now, we're just in a wait and see mode.
I think they have a coach. Like, I like Glenn so far. I've been impressed, but we got to see it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We got to see it.
I really, again, my feeling. I don't want to extend anybody right now. Maybe Garrett. I'd like to use some money to get, a receiver and add somebody with the money we have. I mean, we need a second wide receiver, I still think. What do you think?
Gator says, men who smoke cigars love to be photographed smoking cigars. In fact, it's impossible to smoke a cigar and not either take a selfie or call into a YouTube video show.
Okay. I just had dinner, so this is not. I
that
don't
dessert?
go on it. I don't go on a show to smoke cigars. I have a cigar always with me, so I'm
It's
not
true.
just.
When you came out of the womb, there was a cigar in your mouth.
Anyway, I'm saying hello to Jake.
Hi, Michelle.
Say hello.
Hello, Jake.
Michelle, how you been? We haven't heard from your husband a lot this summer.
Oh, I don't know why. Why is that?
I've been busy. Anyhow, we had a lot going on.
Every time I pop in, you make fun of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
She thinks you make fun of me, Jake. Is that
I
true?
make fun of you. I love you, Neil. I had
Jake
you in my
does not
Final
make fun
Four
of
in my bracket.
Nah, some little bitch paying you $50 to get rid of him. I mean, come on.
She doesn't like.
When
Jake
someone sent you to the hole.
Yeah, that was.
That was
Wow,
disgusting.
this hurts me. I
right.
didn't know Michelle didn't like me. I had nothing to do with that. We have a long
No.
standing rule on the show.
I did not say I didn't like you. I said I didn't like him put in the hole. Okay?
Look, it's a rite of
No one
passage.
puts my husband in the hole but me.
I
I'll
go
tell
in
you
the hole
what.
quite a bit.
Neil, I'll tell you what. Next time someone tries to put you in the hole, I'm going to veto it. All right, just to make your wife happy.
No. You said you were a capitalist.
I am
Sorry,
a
Neil.
capitalist.
Yes,
I
he
definitely
is.
am a capitalist, but I like Neil more than money. Neil's a friend.
Hey, listen, I would not turn. If I was Jake, I would not turn down the $50, and that's that. I'm very.
Well, then you're stupid.
That's okay. I'm stupid. What do you want me to tell you? I'm stupid. I'm okay with Jake.
He's a Jet
taking
fan. We're all
$50.
stupid.
Takes more.
It's not stupid. It's fine. Anyhow, I just wanted to say hello. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Did you go to any of the Yankee Met games this weekend or not?
No, I didn't. I had to work, so it just didn't. The timing didn't work. But I watched each one. I went to one of the ones at Yankee Stadium 2 months ago, whenever they played.
What's your quick thought on the Yankee Mets situation? Or both?
I
teams
think
gonna
I think the Mets did great with given what the pitching matchups were, and I think the Yankees have a lot of problems right now, and one game doesn't necessarily change that. They were lucky to escape with one of the wins yesterday. They got a lot they got to fix.
I was watching the game yesterday. I watched the Yankee Met games. I've not been, as crazy about the Mets as I used to be. I'm not watching much in the way of Met games, but I watched the Met Yankee game. So when it was the 8th inning and it was 6-4 Yankees, I put a $50 bet at plus 500 on the Mets just to take a shot. And, I lost the $50 naturally, but I would have got $250. I made it a little interesting. But those calls at the end of the game were pretty bad. That guy called 2 low strikes that really shouldn't have been called, but it happened. And it is what it is. I think both teams are going to be in the playoffs. I think the Yankees have a much easier path naturally to the World Series than the Mets do, because we got to go through Philly, we got to go through the Dodgers. There's a lot of good
Black
teams
Gypsy
there.
says Michelle wears the pants. I've never seen Neil so scared.
Oh, I'm not shy about that. Yes is the answer to that. Jake knows that. Jake has seen Michelle in action. Absolutely.
Ted writes it. First time I've honestly feel bad for Neil. Party with Peg and Artie. Michelle is a queen for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's the general you're seeing right there.
I love
She-
it. Well, I'm going to protect you, Neil. I love Michelle. She's a wonderful lady. I want her to not dislike me. So we're going to make things whole here. Can you let me know her T-shirt size? I'm sending her some Asmaniac gear.
Oh, geez. Don't worry about it, Jake. Don't worry. We will be fine. I speak to Peter. I speak to Rob. We're keeping in touch over the summer.
Oh, did you hear what
Everybody's-
Rob did on the show? Did you see this?
What do he do now?
He allegedly passed gas on the air. I don't know if you.
Oh, I
have
saw
seen the
that.
clip.
I saw that. Yeah.
What do you think?
It sounded like some kind of door open. I don't think it was I don't think he passed gas. I don't think anything leaves that body once it goes in. It's
Rob, the
one-
Jet
he-
fans next. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Rob. How are you? It's weird. You got to listen to the very beginning of it. It's not like the click noise. It's right before. Here it
You
is.
know
on
what?
a loop. Rob,
When-
the Jet
when
fans
you
next.
put-
Hello, Rob.
That didn't sound like a fart to me. What do you think?
Inconclusive evidence. The call on the field stands. In real time, I didn't think it was a fart, so we're going with that.
No, we'll go with that. But anyway, it was great seeing you. Great hearing from you. I'm keeping in touch. When the things start to heat up in July, August, we'll start to get back to some positivity. I'm not going to go to 20-0. I will never do that again, as you know. I'm not going to give a win prediction until we see how the preseason goes. Right, Jake? I mean, your 6 wins is subject to change, is it not?
Yes, I think you want my number to be low, Neil. I promise you, I have no impact on how the Jets are. I thought they were going to win 12 games the last 2 years, so that backfired. So maybe this is a good thing.
There's nobody. Even Allen had us winning 10, didn't he?
He did.
Right. So who had us winning less than 10 games last year? I don't think there's a single person in the chat that thought we would win less than 10 games. What do you say?
I agree.
So, and of all the guys out there, really the Rodgers derangement syndrome guys like Indy and all those guys, have a very positive view of the year. They all think we're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. Peter, with his prediction, my God, he went completely the opposite. And we have to go on Peter. I have to defer to Peter until he's proved wrong, because of all the Asmaniacs, I think he's been the most accurate in assessing our coaching staff and where things are. What do you think? I think he's been pretty accurate, right, Jake?
I agree. And I'll tell you what, Neil, I'm rooting for Peter to be right. And I'm also excited
too.
1 week from today to play this to Vinny Testaverde.
I went to the Jet Golf Classic Monday. We all go to the locker room and everybody's showering. There's a line of guys. And who gets behind me on the line but Vinny Testaverde?
Oh, God.
And I said, boy, Vinny, we could have used you last year. Vinny, winning it in New York, is there anything like it? He goes, absolutely not. I go, are you looking for big things this year? He goes, yes. I go, how do you think Aaron's going to react coming off the Achilles? He did say that he's going to have some rust. He goes, look, it's going to be a little difficult in the beginning. They should rely heavily on the run the first couple of games.
Legendary moment. Basically a year ago. Neil, great call. I'm going to find out your wife's T-shirt size. How about that? I think it was Jay Graves. She sent Neil to the hole like months ago. Like the season was still happening. Love that. Michelle's the best. You don't want to be in a fight with Michelle. She's legit. All right. Bobby, I was going to go to you next to provide a weight update because I saw you flailing your arms underneath. Because Neil asked what your weight is. So call back in quickly here, and I'll do one more call before this raffle. Jordan, what do you got for us, Jordan? Thanks for making the call.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me. So I heard you talking earlier about you're very optimistic with the Jets this season, but I'm curious about how you feel, why you're not so positive with the O-line, because I feel like the O-line could be one of the better O-lines, like top 15-ish to me, because I feel like the 2 tackles are going to be really
Are
good.
you sure you got the right guy? I think the Jets have a top 10 offensive line.
Okay. Because you said
I just
6
don't.
wins
I don't
earlier.
see them.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
meant
see
the
them
coach.
winning more than 6 games. Like I'm not there yet, but I think they have a pretty good offensive line on paper. Top 15 is not good enough. That's average. There's 32 teams in the league.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that as Jet fans, you at least just want average, for bare
Sure.
minimum.
But think about it. They have 2 bookend tackles they've used top 11 picks on, a high first-round pick at right guard, a high second-round pick at center, and one of the better signings they've made in free agency the last couple of years is their left guard, who was really good last year.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I believe that the Jets can be better than what a lot of people think, and I think they could win more games than 6. Because if it all starts up front with the trenches, and if this is the best O-line Justin can play behind, that means more opportunities to read the defense, to throw the ball. But obviously that's been a thing of his to hold on to the ball too long. But I just feel like, some people are too down because of the defensive holes on the D-line and the lack of receivers. But I guess we just wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's just a lot of unknowns, man. There's just the coach, the entire coaching staff on offense is very inexperienced. I feel good about the defense only because Glenn's a defensive guy, and I believe in Steve Wilkes as a coordinator. And the defense, all their best players, they had down years last year. Like, I think Sauce rebounds, Quinnen rebounds. Quincy's a lot closer to what he was 2 years ago. Sherwood's an ascending player. McDonald's an ascending player. Carter's now healthy. Jermaine's back. Like, I could give you reasons of optimism on defense. I have no idea what this offense is. There's a lot of question marks at receiver after Garrett. A lot of question marks with Brees. We all want him to be what he was a few years ago. We don't know. There's an unknown with the play caller. We got to see it. And there's a huge question mark at quarterback. So how am I supposed to sit here in the AFC and feel like this team's winning 9 or 10 games and making the playoffs? I can't go there yet.
You got a good point there. So do you feel like if Brees continues to struggle and, isn't the player that we expected him to be, do you think they'll bench him for Allen?
No, I don't think they'll do that. Benched. I just think we want Brees to be like the bell cow and get the ball 20-plus times a game. And, if he doesn't perform, he's not going to be the focal point of the offense. They're going to be way more balanced.
Right. But I feel like it has to start with Brees because we have to run the ball. Because just if we rely on Justin to throw the ball more than 25 times a game, it's gonna go bad.
Yes,
so I like the potential of Braylon Allen more because of the physicality.
I think both are really important. But Braylon Allen, I mean, Brees still had a year where he was second in the league in yards from scrimmage. Like, Braylon Allen flashed a little bit as a rookie, but if Brees didn't get hurt his rookie year, he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year instead of Garrett. That was the type of year he was having.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He had a lot of big runs that year too.
He was huge. He was the reason why they were starting 6-3.
He needs to get back
without
to that
quarterback play. Yeah.
But
what do you do for a living, Jordan? Are you like working security right now? You got the jacket on.
Nah, this is just a vest.
You working a forklift?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I love it.
High reach, yeah.
That's tremendous. Where are you based out of?
I'm in Kutztown right now.
Where's Pittstown?
Kutztown. It's about I live about an hour and a half from Philadelphia.
Okay, so you're in the PA area.
Yeah. I live in PA.
Sorry, you got to be around a bunch of Eagles fans then.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. I hate it. And my wife's whole side of the family is Eagles fan, so I'm the only Jet fan, so I get a bunch of shit, but it's all right.
I'll tell you what, hang in there, and hopefully, you'll get the last laugh one day before we all die.
Hey, the only thing I can hold over their heads is 2 years ago is when we beat them.
That's right.
Ended
their perfect season.
Yeah, that ass. So it shuts them up right there, and then they just don't say nothing.
It's true.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Jordan, call back anytime, man. Good call. I like the optimism. Look, I gave you guys the stat before. If the Jets offensive line is top 10, and we opened the show talking about the rankings for PFF, of teams ranked in this the last 2 years, right? So 20 teams, right? Two different lists that have come out this time of year. Top 10 offensive lines, right? Over the last 2 years, 19 of the 20 teams that finished with top 10 O-lines based on the same formula PFF used for this year's list finished with at least 7 wins. And the average record of those teams, 19 of the 20 teams, was 11-6. So if the Jets offensive line fulfills its potential and finishes in the top 10, it will raise the team's floor very high. I just have some questions. That's what the unknown. But a good call there from Jordan. I like the positivity. I don't want everyone to be like Neil, 17-0, but I like the positivity. No doubt. All right, here's what we're going to do. It is almost that time for a raffle. So I'm going to play a short clip, and on the other side, we will reveal who's going to win a signed Al Toon photo. That's right. Last chance to get in the raffle, because as this video plays, I'm counting up all the names to spin the Wheel of Champions at the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Big Cho. Hey, Big Cho, I'm getting another call. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Big Cho.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in.
Big Cho.
I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles.
We're talking about Big Cho.
My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling.
Big Cho.
Well, hey, Big Cho.
What's going on with you?
Oh, man, what's going on with you?
No, I'm just kind of chilling. I got some more work to do.
Chilling, too. Just chilling here. I figured I'd call and say what's going on.
Whose jersey you got on?
Earl Christie from Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 3, of course. The only one.
That's true.
Yeah.
You look like you're nice and relaxed.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
How was your fourth?
Did you say something?
Yeah, I said, how was your fourth?
I was just chilling.
Just chilling.
Just chilling, man. I chill on Monday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Chill. Just gotta do it, just chilling.
Somebody's got to do it.
You know that. My back's killing, man. I'm just chilling. See what Jake's doing. Just figure I'd call in and see how you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your back?
Just always hurts. Sitting here in a chair like this helps. So I chill here sometimes Monday through Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. And just chill here and it feels good. How's your back doing?
It's doing okay. I've had several spinal operations, had over 10.
10? No, it's good.
Yep.
Best to just sit there and chill, right?
Yeah, basically.
Incredible. The Big Show Show, July 16th. I know you're ready. I'm ready. We're all ready. And we're all ready right now for a raffle.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
I'll tell you who won't be winning an epic prize. 6 rings. He won't be. Not today. 6 rings. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everyone who sent in a super chat or sent in a gifted membership. It goes a long way. We have done a ton of daily raffles the last couple of weeks. Hold on, Big Country. I'm going to add you in here at the buzzer. I'm going to manually type in Big Country twice. I just wrote Bog Country. But this is at the literal buzzer here. Big Country, thank you. Gator is absolutely a legend. We knew that already, though. But we should all remind him of that. Wait till you see what we have planned later this month. By the way, Sam, I see your super chat. Neil still thinks we should have taken Shador. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not asked Neil. Okay. On that note, good luck to everybody. We have more giveaways this week. The main raffle is going to be Wednesday, but more giveaways on the show. This morning, we gave away a signed photo. This afternoon, we're giving away a signed photo. We've done jerseys. We've done helmets. We're doing a lot of these daily raffles because you guys continue to support the channel when it's slow right now. So I really appreciate all the diehards, all the Asmaniacs making it possible to do this year round. Here we go. Dramatic music, please. The wheel is being spun in 3, 2, FU 6 rings. 1. The winner is the Lup Man. Congratulations to Luppy. He deserves it. He's a passionate Jet fan, an OG viewer of the show. He's old enough to have seen Al Toon play, and he's coming away with our grand prize, a signed 8x10 authenticated Al Toon photo of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Lut Man. Awesome, awesome performance by him. Great call. Gifted memberships. We'd love to see it. He sent 6 rings to the hall. That's what we call Asmaniac Karma around here. On that note, thank you to everybody. Appreciate your support. We're back tomorrow. I got 2 guests that are set to join us. I won't tell you who the first one is in the morning. Actually, you know what? I can. Did he confirm? Did he confirm? He did. Will Parkinson tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then Matt O'Leary, moving him up because I'm going on a bachelor party at the end of this week. He's joining us on Tuesday this week, a.k.a. tomorrow at 4 p.m. So I appreciate that. We got Dylan, of course, on Wednesday. So we're locked and loaded. And I'm working on some special guests as well. And a week from today, we are going to be live from Marty Lyons charity golf tournament on Long Island. Joe Klecko, Vinny Testaverde, and of course, Marty are all going to be coming on the show that day. So we'll have great Jet content for you 1 week from today. Hopefully, I'm not too hungover from the bachelor party, but we will do our best. On that note, thank you all for your support. Best listeners in sports. And if you ever need a therapist, I'm your guy, as we learned on the first show today. With that said, I end the program with one simple video that I think encapsulates what this community is all about. Go Jets.
Oh. Oh, my bad, everybody.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.